Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio. We'll get you talking. Talk radio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, let's see what happens, shall we, for the next 3 hours. The vibrations are not strong with this one, but we'll make something happen for 3 hours. Now would be an excellent time to give us a call. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. We call you back. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Driving home to be with you. The highways dividing, the city's in view. As usual, I'm almost on time. You're the last thing that's on my mind. I wish I could tell you the way that I feel, but tonight is the night I fell asleep at the wheel. No commotion, no screaming brakes. Most of it's over before I awake. From the ceiling, my coffee cup drips, while out my window the horizon does flips. The worst part was hitting the ground, not the feeling so much as the sound. Can't help but wonder if all this is real, 'cause tonight is the night I fell asleep at the wheel. Rubberneck traffic and passers-by, slow motion Walter, the fire engine guy, stand around with their mouths open wide. Heard some idiot ask if someone's inside. With the jaws of life they tried and they tried. Nobody here can know how I feel, 'cause tonight is the night I fell asleep at the wheel. I guess it's over now, 'cause I've never seen so much, never seen so much, never seen so much, never seen so much. I guess it's over now, 'cause I've never seen so much, never seen so much, never seen so much blood. In all the confusion, there's something serene. I'm just a posthumous part of the scene. Now I'm floating above, looking in, as the radio blares and wheels spin. I can see my face lump with a grin, and you're the last thing on my mind. You're the last thing on my mind. You're the last thing on my mind. You're the last thing on my mind.
I forgot the operatic bit at the end of that. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a minute's silence. Should we have a minute's silence? Just to keep the microphone up. Just to kind of... I don't know. Just to kind of... just have a little think about where we are, shall we? So let's just... For a minute... That's all... Shh. Derek. You're on the air.
Hello, Ian. I'd like to apologise. I phoned last night, and you cut me off. I was a first-time caller, and you cut me off.
Everyone gets cut off.
No, I know, but no, you were quite right to do so. I was a wee bit.
Well, I don't remember what you said, but everyone...
It was a Dreamcast game, but I wouldn't go into it.
I don't know what you said, but everyone gets cut off. What, do you expect to stay on for the whole 3 hours?
No, not at all, but I was a wee bit crude, perhaps.
I don't remember what you said.
It was about a Dreamcast game.
Okay.
You don't remember something about it?
Has this been... I don't remember it, no. Has this been consuming you all day?
It actually has.
Has it?
Yes.
Well, how does it make you feel when No, hang on. I'm not finished the question.
Sorry.
How does it make you feel when you realise that I don't even remember it?
That's okay. You're a busy man, you've got other things, and a guy that phones into your show means nothing, but yeah, it was bothering me all day, because
hang on a minute.
As a first-time caller, I'd like to have made it more...
Hang on a minute. You're extrapolating a lot.
Sorry.
From me, you're saying that you mean nothing to me. Is that you said that?
No.
You just said that. You said something. Paraphrasing. I mean
you get so many calls of an evening. What's one first-time caller?
See, now there's a hint of something there.
Sorry.
Here's the thing, right?
Hmm.
I don't remember what I did this morning. Now that's not because. if I were to sit and think about it, I can remember what I did this morning. But that's not because I don't care about the callers, or because I do care about some callers.
I fully believe you do care about your callers. It's just I'm one of. I don't
even know if that's true.
I don't want to say if I'm like you, but I have dwelt on it all day, and I've been feeling terrible about it. And I thought I'll leave it till next week, and I'll phone and apologise. But I've done time.
Thank you for apologising. That's great, and I'm sorry if you feel upset that I don't remember it.
Oh no, I don't mind you not remembering it, but I would have liked my first call to you to be more relevant, not to you, but to the show in general.
But relevance is irrelevant, isn't it? None of this matters.
Well, that's not true, Ian.
Does it? None of this. What matters? What matters to you, Derek? Really, what matters?
Your show matters.
No,
give me an idea the impact your show has on people. I know for a while you were somewhat upset about your listenership, but the people that do listen to your show, that means a lot to them. It means a lot to me.
That's interesting. I can't imagine this show mattering to anybody, but I'm not going to demean what you've just said by saying you're wrong.
Well, I can assure you, it does.
But there are more important things than 3 hours of late night radio.
Depends. Some people place a lot of importance on that.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I, for one, have thoroughly enjoyed your show since I started listening to it.
Oh, well, enjoying is different from mattering.
Oh, it's not always enjoying.
Is mattering a word?
Sorry, that seems offensive. It's not always enjoying. Your show has made me smile, it's made me cry, utterly cry. I think it made you cry at the same time as me. And I call that call from Russell, and the first call, and I cried, and I think you might have a wee tear in your eye as well. I'm not sure, but yeah. So your show, generally speaking, it's comedy based, but it can convey a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings to people. That's life, though, isn't it? And it would be fraudulent of me to pretend. It would be fraudulent for me to pretend that it's only laughter or it's only sadness, wouldn't it? Well, I'm not blowing smoke up your proverbial, but it's the best radio show on, and you're the best presenter. I bet. Here's the thing, Derek. I bet it feels quite nice to have someone literally blow smoke up your arse. I bet that's quite. I've never had it done. I don't know. I've never had it done, but I bet it's weird, and it would be an awkward conversation. I guess you would have the conversation in the bedroom. I don't know, but it would be an awkward one to have. But I bet it feels quite pleasant.
I can think of worse things.
I couldn't possibly comment. I don't know.
Well, think.
Well,
how do you think it would feel?
I've never had anything blown up there. I mean, air. I've not had that blown up there.
I've never had anything blown up there either. But I imagine, and I can imagine someone blowing smoke up there, and it would be embarrassing. I mean, I can't think of the situation that it would happen.
Why do we use that as a term of like ingratiating yourself or brown-nosing or whatever? Why do we use that?
Well, was it the Tudors or the Edwardians who literally used to do it to see if people were dead? Something like that. Yeah.
I shall
the Stuarts. Alistair Stewart and his perverted family.
See, your show is not only emotionally pleasing, it's historically accurate.
Pleasing on the emotions. There's a poster. There's a poster for you.
Okay.
Well, Derek, it's all cool between us, and and your second...
I'm sorry, I just felt I was a bit rude. I mean, God, I haven't...
Well done, you for
normally I wouldn't phone, and I'm sorry, I was extremely drunk when I phoned.
What's it like? What's it like being drunk?
It's horrible.
Tell me.
It's horrible.
Describe it to me. I want to hear.
Right, do you want the truth, Ian? I'm a bit like you, as in...
I want the truth.
I gave up alcohol. I gave up alcohol for months. Well, months. I know it's not a big deal. I gave up alcohol for a large part of the last year.
Yeah.
And because I was having anxiety, but I still am, having anxiety problems and depression and whatnot, and I gave up alcohol. I didn't leave the house, basically, for about 5.5 years. Terrible agoraphobia. And towards the end of that, I started using alcohol more and more. And anyway, long story short, what's it feel like? Well, no, it's not great. For me, it feels guilty and depressing.
I haven't been drunk for 12 years and 3 days, right?
May I ask why you gave up?
Because there wasn't enough booze in the world to satiate me. And the booze and the drugs stopped working. They worked for a bit and then they stopped working.
Right? They never work.
But I had a dream last night, and I've been having a lot of dreams recently.
Can I ask you a quick question, just while you're on that subject?
Yes.
Are you still on the mirtazapine?
Yes.
That gives you...
It's making me put on weight.
It makes you put on weight, and it gives you crazy dreams.
Gives you crazy, crazy dreams. It knocks you out. But I've had a lot of dreams recently where I have been pished.
Right.
And in the dream, it feels good. Feels good.
Are you scared of it?
Am I scared of the dream?
No, scared of getting drunk. Because when I went off it for a long, long time, in fact, still now, I'm scared of it. When I'm off it for a while, I'm like, I don't.
But you did it the other day. You got drunk the other day.
Yeah.
Why? What happened? What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. I had a drink last Saturday. I'd been off it for a while.
And you had one drink on Saturday, and that was fine.
No, not one drink. I had quite a few drinks on Saturday, and I woke up the next day feeling terrible, depressed, and anxious. And I did it again.
You had more drinks because you thought maybe it'll work this time.
Yeah, well, it did. That's unfortunate things that it did. Made me stop thinking the terrible thoughts or terrible feelings of anxiety and whatnot.
Some people, Derek, aren't able to drink successfully. They're not able to do it. I'm not able to do it. It sounds like you're not able to do it.
I can't do it anymore. I'm still on and off it, but I think I should probably just be teetotal.
Well, that's your decision. So you might.
It gets depressing because we're surrounded. We live in a society where alcohol's all around us.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Oh yeah, Christmas time is Christmas time and summertime when and spring and autumn actually, but summertime when everyone's out on the streets outside pubs, and at Christmas when all the adverts are about posh boozes.
Yeah. And it's about the discounts. Oh, we're selling it cheap because it's time of year.
Oh. I never used to like the taste of it though. I never used to like the taste of it.
Did you not find you acquired it? I mean, as a teenager, you don't like it, but did you not find as you grew older?
I tolerated it, and with the spirits, I'd mask it with Coke or something, Coca-Cola.
Excuse me, sorry.
But here's the thing, there are some people that can have, they can order a pint of beer, have half of it, and then leave the rest. Imagine that. Or they can open a bottle of scotch and have a couple of glasses and leave the rest. Imagine that. Imagine, how does that work? There are some people who can buy an eighth of grass and have a couple of joints and leave the rest. And a month later they go, oh look, we've got this! I forgot we had this! Imagine that!
Well, I can imagine it, but it also depends why you're doing it.
Yeah. There are some people who can buy a gram of cocaine and do a couple of lines and put it in a drawer and a month later go, oh look, we've got this! I forgot about this! Imagine that! Imagine being able to do that. Isn't that nuts?
I'm not really into that, to be honest.
Well, I'm saying it as an example of something.
I know, I'm joking.
That some people can.
I really understand some people can take and leave it, and I used to be like that, but it was only when I started having stupid panic attacks when I was about 29, and alcohol seemed to relieve them pretty quickly, so I've been on and off.
Yeah. Well, Derek, I'm glad you called.
I'm very sorry about last night.
Well, it's done, man. We're groovy. You've do you know the 12 steps?
I don't want to go down the road. I was going to ask you about. Do you remember that guy that called from France?
I do remember the guy who called from France. I do remember that one.
And he was talking about stealing a bottle of wine from his friend.
Yeah. I often think about that gentleman.
Yeah. And I was sober at that point.
But what you've just done there, Derek, with that phone call, I believe they call a step 9. Wow, imagine.
I'm not into those.
No, I know you're not. Yeah. But you've just done one, even though you're not into it.
Oh, that doesn't mean. Is that an awareness thing? I don't know.
You've just done a step. You've just done a step 9.
What is step 9, please?
Well, there's your project for tomorrow.
Well, what is step 9? I don't know what step 9 is.
Well, you can Google it.
Okay, but I thought you told me.
No, it's okay. You can Google it. You've just done it, and it's a good thing.
Recognising your problem?
No. You just go and Google step 9, and
you. Google it. I thought you told me. Well, Ian, I put more faith in you than I put in Google.
Well, I could tell you, but then where's the challenge in that?
Well, the thing is, I'm not always on it, and when I'm off it, like I was off it, and when I heard that guy phone, and I thought to myself, that's terrible.
Yeah, but then look what you went and did this weekend.
I know. Yeah. It's lasted beyond the weekend.
Hey, Derek, nice to talk to you, man.
Thank you, Ian, and hopefully the next time I call you back, I will be clean and sober.
And I'm going to cut you off now, and I don't want you to carry that. Thank you, Jack. 0844 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Evening, Gareth.
Oh, hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Gareth.
Do we still do hip, hip, hip?
We do that, and sometimes if we're feeling skittish, we say, what kind of cake?
Battenberg.
Okay.
No, sorry, I haven't listened for a while.
Oh, where have you been?
I've been doing all sorts. I moved house.
Oh, right. How did that go? There's always a stressful experience, I find. Maybe it's joyous for you.
No, it was our first house that we bought, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's always fun.
Yeah. We were going from London to Southend, so that's quite big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been all right. Is this the booze phone-in, the booze chat?
It's whatever. It's the whatever chat. There's, I'm not really feeling any vibe tonight, so we're just opening the microphones and opening our mouths and seeing what comes out, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I've not been drinking for September. I've done it as like a charity thing.
Yeah.
But it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. It's really surprised me how it hasn't been that hard. Like, I used to drink a lot before I started doing it.
Yeah.
And it's been fine, really. So it's quite good. I'm considering just sort of carrying on. But then I'm worried. I don't know if this makes sense, but I'm worried if I carry on not drinking.
Yeah.
Does that mean before September, before I stopped, I had a drink problem?
No.
No?
No. Doesn't mean that.
It's just a thing, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, I mean, but here's the... right, I don't know if you've got a drink problem or not. It sounds like you probably haven't. But also, it's a great trick, right, that alcoholics do to prove they haven't got... To prove they're not alcoholics, they can stop at any time. They stop.
Yeah.
And I know so many alcoholics that stopped for, maybe a whole year sometimes. And then after the year, they went, see, I can stop any time I want. And then they get back on it.
So it's like a get out of jail free card.
Well, yeah, it's all about control, and there are lots of alcoholics that white knuckle it, and they might do 3 months, or they might do a week, or they might do a morning and go, see, I stopped, I can stop any time I want, and then they go back to killing themselves and the destruction. Listen, I'm not an expert on alcoholism by any stretch of the imagination, but have you got an alcohol problem? I don't know.
I don't think I do.
Well, then
can I ask you a question? If this is too personal a question, then tell me to.
Okay, and I might bat it away, but go on.
Yeah, was it hard for you to stop drinking?
Should
we change the subject?
Well, here's the thing. I'm always a little bit cautious about giving away too much of. Was it hard? Yeah, it was tricky. Yeah,
but it's all right now.
Really fancied a beer today.
Yeah.
Really fancied a beer today. But, but what's that going to achieve? Not a lot. So.
No.
I decided not to have one.
That's good.
It makes it easier for going out and stuff because the decision of who's going to drive. I'll drive. Are you sure? Yeah, I don't mind.
Sorry to cut across you. What do you drink when you go out and you're not, you're not drinking?
Tap water. Or orange and lemonade. If I'm in a pub and I feel obliged to buy a drink, I'll have an orange and lemonade.
I'm really enjoying cranberry juice, and apparently it's really good
for your bladder. Good for your bladder.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're going to have healthy piss stream.
Lovely. Yeah.
It's good for your bladder and your tackle, sir. So crack on with
anything that is, I'm all up for that. But this month has been. I was thinking about this. I think this month has been the most exciting month of my life because I've not had a drink, and I've had a new job. So I've been offered a new job.
Yeah.
I've moved house.
Yeah.
I've what else? I've got a new iPhone coming tomorrow.
That's exciting, new iPhone with it now. Is this the one without the headphone socket?
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid, man.
I know.
That's stupid.
But it's got a thing. But yeah, it is stupid. It is stupid.
Yeah, that's a con. I'm not going to buy iPhones again until they start making them with the socket for the headphone, because that's a con. Because then you've got to buy really expensive Wi-Fi headphones, and I've seen them, and they're gonna get lost, and they're about 130 quid.
They're like, the electric toothbrushes.
Yeah.
The heads off them. They just look like them, don't they? Like they're sticking a couple of those in your ears. Just look like a Wally. I'm not looking forward to that aspect of it.
Sorry, I'm just sending an email to an American.
I'm sorry, I'm getting quite boring.
No, you're not at all. I'll tell you what it is. I've got an event coming up on Sunday, right? I've got this record label, right? It's a tiny little record label. And we release sort of monkey stuff, and it's very, very small. It doesn't make money. It costs money. It kind of keeps itself afloat, but it costs a few quid. And we've got a launch on Sunday, which I'm very excited about, of this CD, which I think this CD is going to be the one that's going to take off.
Who is it?
It's one of the monkeys, of course it is. But I very kindly, the wife of one of the monkeys did a tweet for me today saying, "This is happening. Here's where you can get the tickets." But she sent.
Oh, that's lovely.
She sent it in such a way that only I could see it. So I've just had to say to her, "Donna, that is so kind. Could you send that again and just put a full stop before it so that everyone can see it?" And so I was literally just replying to her because she's very busy and I don't want to get, that's why and also I've not put full stop, I've written period point. Is that what they call a full stop, a period point?
A period point? I think it's something like that, isn't
or
it?
do I just say a dot? I don't know. Anyway, I've typed it and
I do a dash. Just put a dash.
Oh, God, no, don't introduce... I get confused with the dash and the slash.
Well, then you've got a dash, you've got a hyphen, you've got an N dash, you've got an M dash. It's all very typographically confusing.
All right, then. You sound like your fingers on the pulse. I'm looking at the keyboard of my computer, right?
Yes.
So, on the right-hand side...
Yes.
What are the square brackets called?
Parentheses.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, okay, above the square brackets, what are the, wobbly brackets called?
Oh, my God.
They go... hang on a minute. They go, ow, no, they go, out, in, out, little point in, out.
You're talking about if it was used in an emoticon, it would make a good moustache for a Mexican.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's just how I think of them. I don't know what they're called.
Well, thank you, Gareth. We found it in the end.
Shall I tell you about the best piece of punctuation?
Oh, mate, please do. I'm always up for punctuation.
In the 1960s, there was a piece of punctuation invented called the interrobang.
Called the what, sorry?
The interrobang.
The interrobang.
Yes. It's a question mark and an exclamation mark in the same character. So it's supposed to be used for,
I'm draw it. So I'm guessing
rhetorical questions or sarcasm or stuff like that. Like, John McEnroe going, "You cannot be serious." That would have an interrobang at the end of it.
That doesn't make... So okay, so I'm drawing it and... Well, that doesn't look like anything. Looks like a P.
Like a P with a dot under it.
Yeah, that's what that looks like. Yeah. Well, that doesn't work.
Yeah, it hasn't really caught on, obviously.
I like it when, in like the Beano and the Dandy...
Yes.
When the characters swear.
I like it in the Beano and the Dandy as well.
When the dads swear, and it will just say, at... exclamation mark, hash, exclamation mark, question mark, at, and that's them swearing.
There's a name for that. I can't remember what it is. It's something like diacritics or something like that. It's got a term. It's got a proper name. Because it's typography and punctuation and everything has a name. Everything has to have like an expert, nerdy name. But it's got a name. I just can't remember what it is. It's a good story, isn't it?
I'm being told... by Fluff and Bluster that the Mexican moustaches are called braces.
Yeah, that would make sense, yeah.
I don't know if it does, really.
Well, they hold things together, don't they?
I tell you what is... You see it occasionally with young people, but I thought this would get used more. The more than and less than.
Yes.
I like those symbols a lot. And you sometimes see, I don't know, Jay-Z is greater than, I can't think of another rap singer.
Eminem.
Yeah. Jay-Z.
One, wasn't he?
Greater than Eminem. And you don't, but I think that would be excellent graffiti on a wall. Not specifically about rap, but just, Kokomo is greater than Pet Sounds. That kind of stuff.
It requires a certain mathematical base knowledge of it, though, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know if it does.
Do you think?
I don't know if it does, because once you know, because we should. All right, then what's the? Here's another one. I'm late for a break, but do you know what? The breaks can go and kiss themselves because this is what the kids want.
Punctuation,
obscure punctuation. Yeah. And I don't think it's on my keyboard. So how would I type this? The equal symbol with a line through it, which I guess means is not equals to.
Just do 2 equals with a slash through it.
What?
Like a forward slash.
No, you're insane. I want the actual.
No,
there are hidden symbols on the computer keyboard.
Yeah, Unicode. That's what we want, isn't it? Do you know Unicode?
You've crossed the line there, Gareth. You've crossed the line there. You've gone to Unicode. But there are hidden symbols. 0844 499 1000. There are hidden symbols on the keyboard, like the copyright sign. I always forget where the copyright and the trademark logos are, and I have to Google it. But boy, oh boy, aren't they wonderful to see those typed, huh? Lee, stay there. You'll be next. If you want to take part, 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0844 499 1000. The gentleman who stole the bottle of wine in France is listening to us and watching us on Periscope. He's just tweeted me. You can watch us on Periscope. Imagine. What is it? No, hang on. Periscope.tv/Iain Lee. That's it. And I don't normally read self-congratulatory... no, drop the self. I don't normally read congratulatory tweets and texts, but this one kind of sums up the. It's from Kelvin. I don't know. Is that Kelvin? This one kind of sums up what we're trying to do here, I guess. Hello, Iain. I'm a recent convert to your show and enjoying it very much. The irreverence you show to most things is refreshing and funny. The spontaneous human combustion was great. Well, that was a serious thing. And the stuttering rapping geezer was very interesting. That was Scrooby as Pip. I swear, listening to LBC was giving me diabetes. It's all bad Muslims and Brexit and more bad Muslims. See, I don't think we've met. This may be like the first time we've mentioned Muslims on this show. Imagine a late night phone-in show where it's not all about bad Muslims. Kelvin continues. See if your boss can advertise your show more. That's never going to happen. Although I have been told, after a rather feisty show earlier this week, that the phone number is going to be put on the website. I got a text from Denny saying we've sorted that. It'll be on there. See if it happens before Christmas, but it's going to be on there. See if your boss can advertise your show more. It took me the best part of 6 months to find a nighttime show that I could listen to without getting angry at Muslims. And it's true, isn't it? Leo, we'll come to you in a minute, I promise. 0844 499 1000. We call you back. I'm a fan of speech radio. I don't listen to much music radio, although I've kind of got into Six Music a bit in my car. Now that I've got DAB in my car, I've kind of got into that. Only Radcliffe and Marconi, to be honest. The rest of it, I'm not sure about. But I kind of listen to speech radio, and it's so easy to do an angry show about... Well, it's easy to do an angry show, and it's easy then to do an angry show about Muslims and Brexit. And you kind of think we would have exhausted all of the Muslim and Brexit phone-ins there are. And I naively thought that once we'd had the vote, the referendum, that Brexit would kind of get put to one side, and it's not. It's still creating, I was going to say lazy, and that's unfair on people. It's still creating easier phone-in fodder. And me and Cass can make this job so much easier for ourselves by doing a Brexit phone-in. We get so many more calls. We'd probably get more listeners. They wouldn't be such good listeners, to be honest. They wouldn't be as good as you, you know. They wouldn't be quite as switched on as you. But we would get, you know, we'd be painting with broader brushstrokes. And it would be so easy to do a Muslim phone-in. What was the Muslim? There was a Muslim phone-in the other day, and it's just... Oh, just that word. It's boring. It's boring. You know, let's phone up and let's stir the pot. Let's just throw a little bit more hatred into the pot, shall we? And stir it. There's enough hatred going on, man. There's enough people hating on each other. Hey, can I ask, this is a genuine question that will sound insensitive, but I don't mean it to. And if you take it as insensitive, I apologise. But you're a knee-jerk reaction ring, so you I don't apologise actually, because it's not. First thing when you heard about the train in New York, think it was terrorists? Did you think? I thought it was terrorists. First thing, thought it was terrorists, and then when it's still not sure that it's not terrorists, but it's looking less and less likely that it's looking more and more likely that it's just an horrendous accident. And then, when you found out that it probably wasn't terrorists, did you kind of think, oh, that's not so bad then? Do you know what I mean? I did. I thought, oh, that's not so bad then. Someone's lost their life. They're saying it might be 3 people. If only 3 people lost their lives, Christ, considering what it was. A lot of people have been injured, and terrifying for everybody involved, right? But first thought was... Oh, it's a terrorist. Because I was in the car with my youngest and he was talking. I went, just be quiet for a second. And I thought, terrorists, New York. Oh, man, that's bad. And then when it became apparent that it was probably, and we still don't know, was probably just an awful accident, I kind of relaxed a little bit and went, well, that's not so bad then. Weird, isn't it? And that's I'm sure I'm not the only person that felt like that. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts were when you heard about it. Your initial knee-jerk thought, and then when you found out it probably wasn't terrorism. 0844 499 1000. And that is it was partly because there have been some, pretty rotten terrorist attacks recently. Pretty rotten, like there are any that are actually okay, no. But also partly because I am used to hearing on the radio, things about terrorism, things about Muslim and kind of hateful things. And every time something bad happens, I think is an act of hate as opposed to an accident. I'm getting a little bit tongue-tied there, so we'll have a little break. 0844 499 1000. Lee, I promise I'll come to you after this.
The wild man of late-night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. Lee!
How you doing, mate?
Terrible. How are you doing?
Bit worried about you.
Oh, don't worry about me, but then that's a silly thing to say because you can't stop people worrying, can you?
No, exactly. But I've been watching you on Periscope and you seem depressed.
Yeah, I'm in a terrible place.
Oh, bummer, dude.
Bummer. I might take a little bit of time off soon. I don't know, but the thought of coming in, I'm so tired, right? And the thought of coming in to do this for 3 hours just filled me. I tell you what it filled me with, Lee.
Yeah.
It filled me with apprehension and fear. But imagine. Huh?
Your audience loves you.
Well, no, but and I'm not. That's not why I'm saying it because that doesn't wash at the moment. But I appreciate what you're saying. But it's not exactly. I'm not driving a big truck along a motorway. Hey, did you see that footage of a big truck carrying hay bales going through a narrow country lane? No, I just correct that. Sorry, driving through a small town. It looked like,
right.
And it's on CCTV. And there's one bale sticking out a bit, and it catches on a lamppost, and they all go flying.
Didn't see it.
Oh, mate, I caught it as I was waiting to come in. I came into because we all share, we've only got one studio here. And I was waiting to come in, and they had all the TVs on there. It was on, I guess it was on Sky News. Oh, man alive.
Don't take time off, Iain Lee. Don't take time off.
Well, I might do.
Oh, please don't. We love having you here.
Well, it's up to me.
Yeah, true.
It is up to me. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm not bad. I've done another bottle of whiskey today.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you don't believe me, but that's what I can drink.
No. Hey, listen, man. I didn't say I don't believe you, but
You did say that.
Well, no, I don't think I did say that. I think
I was a fantasist.
No, I definitely didn't say that.
You did. That was the first thing you said.
No. I definitely didn't. I definitely did not say you are a fantasist.
You think there's an element of fantasism to what I'm saying, I think is what you said.
I don't know if I used the word fantasism. I don't think I did. And I certainly definitely didn't categorically state that you were a fantasist. I don't think I used that word, actually, Lee.
You said fantasism.
I don't think I did, but if I did, I certainly didn't state it as a fact. I said I was exploring all possibilities.
Right, okay. Well, I can drink a bottle of whiskey a day and not get drunk, so there you go.
Tough guy, huh?
Hard man.
Okay.
Not really. Tumbleweed.
Well, only in as much as, I feel, wrongly accused of categorising you as something, which I don't think I did, but maybe I said it in a way that was unclear, so perhaps that is my fault.
Well, I forgive you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
But I'm a big fan of yours, Iain Lee, and I love tuning into you every night. I don't want you to take a day off.
Well, but if I decide to take a day off because I'm ill...
If you're ill, you're ill.
Yeah, I'm ill.
I've been thinking about coming off my meds.
I've thought about it.
And what do you think? Are you going to do it?
No.
What meds are you on?
I'm on citalopram and mirtazapine.
Really?
The C and the M.
Blimey. Citalopram's quite a toughie.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's only... It's I'm not on massive doses, it's fine. If this is how I feel on the antidepressants, Lee, imagine how I'd feel off them. Yeah? Hide your razor blades, guys.
You look terrible, Iain. I'm watching you on Periscope and you look really...
Wow,
really
you
unhappy.
really know how to flatter someone.
I'm sorry, but you look unhappy and it hurts me.
Well, we're going round in circles. I'm sorry that it hurts you.
Okay. Tumbleweed.
Why do we have to say anything?
Not much to say, I suppose.
If there's nothing to say, why say anything, man?
But you're great entertainment for a lot of people.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Peace and love, man.
Yeah, you too.
Good night.
Good night.
There's nothing to say. Well, no point in saying anything, is there? I don't know. Oh, hang on. It's a talk show. We're meant to be saying stuff, man. You have to say stuff, man. 0844 499 1000. Loads of texts coming in tonight. You can text if you want. 87222. Start it with the word talk and end it with the word love. Andrew says... Oh, it's a tweet, actually. I'd like more UFO, ghosts, time travel, etc., rather than Brexit, Muslim, general right-wing agenda. Well, let's see which direction our new bosses push us in, shall we, guys, before we start planting our flags too proudly on display. Hey, it's Alan Caddick.
Hip, 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 sir.
Yeah, hip, 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 Alan. How is Mum?
She's all right. She's been home a week.
Oh, fantastic.
And she's back to her old self.
Telling you off?
Yep.
Good. That's what mums do best.
And so did Dad as well.
Oh, why was your dad told you off for?
No, but it's back to the double team.
Uh-oh. They're two-team tagging you, are they, in the telling off? Oh, gosh. What have you done wrong?
No, not pulling the washing away.
You've not pulled what?
Not putting away the washing.
Hey, the washing! Man! Washing! Never mind.
And also, I've got a theory on Pop-Tarts.
We got a tweet in about you.
Oh, who tweeted?
Sheridan Blackhead.
Good evening, Sheridan.
Good evening, Sheridan. Let's click on Sheridan's profile and find out a little bit about Sheridan. Sheridan, it's at Sherry Blackhead. It says an unnecessary account for silly business. And they've got some silly tweets, and they've sent in this tweet, Alan.
Yeah?
Hi, Iain. Who is Alan Caddick, and when is Alan Caddick?
Oh, very... Well, I'm Alan Caddick, the person who is speaking on the phone now. I am everywhere.
They didn't ask where are you. Sorry, they said when is Alan Caddick?
Think on the clock.
Well, hang on a minute. That doesn't make sense.
No, it don't.
Because, well, hang on, if we replace the words Alan Caddick with the word clock, when is clock? That doesn't make sense. So, no, they don't think you're a clock. They may think you're something that sounds like a clock.
Well, Perry Lindholm on Periscope said, why is Alan Caddick?
Well, that's a good question. We'll get to that one another day. But at the moment, the question we're tending to is when is Alan Caddick?
What, they want to know my birthday?
The question is, when is Alan Caddick?
I don't know, we need to get them... Oh, my God, Moon Monkey said, what is the point of Caddick?
Ignore those questions!
So,
why is Alan Caddick? What is the point of Alan Caddick? That's not the question. The question is, when is Alan Caddick?
I don't know. The only one who can answer that is the person who sent the tweet.
Sheridan, only you. This is either getting very philosophical. It's either very, very philosophical, or it's absolute nonsense. It's one of the two. So, Sheridan, only you can answer the question, when is Alan Caddick?
Oh, no. Oh, Perry Longhorn's giving me love on Periscope.
Ignore the people on Periscope, Alan Caddick. It's just me and you. It's just me and you chatting.
Anyway, I've got my theory on Pop-Tarts.
On Pop-Tarts or podcasts?
No, Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts? What, like Paulie Yates? That is such an old joke. Do you remember Pop-Tarts, the breakfast cereal? And the reason I say Paulie Yates is because years and years ago, about...
On the Big Breakfast.
Yeah, but 22 years ago, me and my friend Simon went to see Simon Day as his character Tommy Cockles perform at the Fox in Palmer's Green, and he was on there, and literally no one else was laughing, apart from me and my mate Simon, who thought it was hilarious. And he started talking about, I had some Pop-Tarts for breakfast, Paulie Yates. And that's why. He also did a very funny joke about the Gladiators, who were very popular at the time, and including one called Crabstick.
I've never heard of that one.
No. But, Alan, so tell me your theory about the late 90s breakfast Pop-Tarts.
I think they're very easy to cook, and you can have them not just at breakfast, any time during the week.
Sheridan says it is always Alan Caddick, so that's the answer to that question. And CJ says an anagram for Alan Caddick is can add la dick. Did you know that, Alan?
No, I've got an anagram of my name.
There's an anagram. Yeah, can add la dick.
No, I've never heard of that one before.
Well, this show, Alan, educates.
Oh my God, Moon Monkey's come up with something on Periscope.
Forget the people on Periscope. Now, I'm going to say something that they're not important right now.
Sorry, but it seems to be my fan club on Periscope that's talking.
Then why don't you go and talk to them, Alan? If that's what you need, can I have an out time, please? If that's what you need, then you go and talk to your fan club. Dana has texted. Love the show. So scared to ring in. I did dial earlier, but put the phone down. Oops. Hip, hip, hip. Hello, Kath, by the way. Yeah, it's with Dana's going to be one of the performers at the October the 30th performance ring. But maybe here's an idea. Maybe we can erect a screen for shy performers, so they can perform. Well, the audience can turn around. We did suggest that might be possible. We could turn the whole audience around. Yeah, you don't have to phone in. Of course you don't. That's a stupid thing. The stupidest thing a phone-in host could say. You don't have to phone in. Of course you don't have to phone in. We don't live in communist China, where everybody has to take a turn phoning in a phone-in radio station. And it is nerve-wracking and fear-inducing. I wouldn't want to do it. I have done it several times. I wonder if I can find the... I wonder if I've got the clip of me phoning up Mike Dickin when he was on here. I wonder if I have. Someone... It'll be on YouTube or something. I might phone in the... It's not brilliant. But maybe I'll see if I can find the clip of me phoning up Mike Dickin. But it's a nerve-wracking thing to do. And also sometimes I do interviews on the phone. Now, if it's a pre-recorded one, I did one for Froome FM, which is going out next week or the week after. I'll let you know when it goes out. With a lovely chap called Iain, and it was pre-recorded, so it was fine. But when they're live phone interviews, I get very uncomfortable and very nervous. Also, I don't think I've got a very good phone. I'm talking about my landline. Because I think my landline is pony. And it's quite an expensive one. It was expensive when I bought it. You can probably get it for 20 quid now. But, because whenever I hear myself back talking on a pre-recorded interview where I've done it on my landline, it sounds rubbish. But then we don't get a very good mobile signal in my house. So what's a girl to do? Really? Manny, are you still blind?
Yep, chippity chip. Of course I'm bloody blind.
Well, maybe they'd found science and medicine is moving so quickly these days.
Not yet. Maybe 100 years time. I'll be dead by then.
Okay, well, fingers crossed. Manny is, as you can hear, is a very, very grumpy blind man, and he'll be talking to us. Well, you can stick around till after the news, can you, Manny?
No problem.
Did you just burp then?
No, I said no problem.
But before the no problem, there was a burp noise.
No, no.
No,
probably you. Bad line.
Could be bad line. That's probably what it was. Yes, of course. It was exactly what it was.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you. Talk Radio.
It's coming up to 11 o'clock now. It's an excellent time to call if you want. 0844 499 1000. As you heard, it's just kind of, taking it nice and easy tonight. There's a real agenda. We're just seeing what happens. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Morning, Mike. Just say, point of interest, I was actually conceived in the Morris 1000.
How are we getting down to it?
You can get up to Nookie in there, apparently.
Well, you see, I know one or two people that have been conceived in cars.
Oh, really?
Including bubble cars.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And then your children, were they conceived in there?
One of them was, yes.
Oh, a little bit saucy.
Yeah.
But that's by the by.
It is.
I'm putting up to talk about the millennium. I think the millennium is an absolutely fantastic idea.
Well, the millennium is not an idea, it's a fact of chronology.
Yeah, and whoever thought of it is a genius, I think, because the fact that, the first number is going up one, it should be celebrated. Let's build a dome. Let's have a party.
Yeah. So are you sure when the millennium is?
Yeah, it's the first number is going up one. And then the
From where?
Sorry?
From where to where?
Going from up, the very first number is going up from 1 up to 2.
Yeah.
You see? And I think, let's build a dome, let's have cakes and pies and drink, and let's celebrate it and let's dance.
But is it 1999? The last day thereof. Please turn your radio off, it's creeping up and I can hear it. Or is it the last day of the year 2000?
Well, there's that debate. It's the year 2000. We celebrate the last day of 1999. I think that's...
So, the last day of 1999, when we start the year 2000, at midnight, that's the millennium, is it?
As far as I'm concerned, Mike, yes. And I've told all my friends...
You can't start on 0.
I've told all my friends now. I've booked...
Yeah. I think the millennium starts on the last day of the year 2000.
I would say... well, that does make sense, actually. I've booked a hall now, dear.
Oh, you haven't, have you? Well, you're in cakes and buns.
Well, I've got cakes and some pies. I've got an Elvis impersonator booked. Yeah, it's all going to be very special. I've got it a year early.
Yeah.
There's got to be some way around that. I don't know.
Well, why don't you book it again? In case you don't get it right first time, you have a whole year to practice.
Yes, that's it. My balls are full of sperm. That's good. We'll do that, I think, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, we'll do that. It'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Whatever he said. Yeah. Well, what an interesting idiot. Shall we take a break at that point?
So childish. Childish, huh? Get rid of it. So childish, huh? Who was in there? Was Mackenzie with me then? Or was it Justin? I don't know. One of the two. Let's go to an angry blind man. And why wouldn't he be angry? Yes, Manny. Why wouldn't you? You've lost your sight, for goodness sakes.
I'm not angry.
Okay. How's things going, man? Not spoken to you for a while.
I fell down the bloody stairs, didn't I?
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, I've done my bloody ribs, my bloody arm, my bloody knee, my bloody head.
Bloody hell, yeah.
And my arse, bloody I fell on the steps on my arse, oof.
Yeah, when you fell down, did you deactivate the bit that stops you from swearing?
Well...
No?
Well, all the way down the stairs, 12 steps.
Oi.
And then I was shouting, and I fell down the beep, 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 beep. The she just left me there. She could, I'm not moving you in case something's broke.
Good. What's the old? I'm not going to move you in case something's broke. what was EastEnders on or something?
No, it was bloody 1 o'clock in the night.
Hey. So what did she do? Call an ambulance?
Yeah, I had to call an ambulance. Still in pain.
What went wrong? Did you just get?
Just sort of.
And did you do? Because that can happen to sighted people as well. Did you tumble over, or did you do the thing where your foot just kind of slips and you bounce down on your bum?
My foot slipped, hit my bum right on the edge of the step.
Yeah.
And just rolled all the way down.
Man alive. Could you see for a second afterwards? Could you?
I'll tell you one thing. But the thing was, I don't drink no more, so I can't blame. I wish that did happen.
Yeah.
You know, bang me head and I could see again. I wouldn't mind. And as a family, anyway.
So, sorry, have we finished that conversation?
I think so.
What was? So, you finished the falling down the stairs story? It didn't cure you, not even for a second.
I mean,
what was that? What was that?
Agony.
What was that noise?
It's not me.
You just went.
No.
That's either your sex noise or your hungry noise.
Oh, I've had no sex because of the bloody pain in my bloody side, in my ribs. No bloody good.
Yeah.
As a family, anyway.
So we have finished that. That's conversation 1 finished. File that away. Yeah. Conversation 2 now. Conversation 2 starts with how's the family. Now, is that what you're actually asking, or is this leading?
I'm asking you.
You're asking me.
Yeah, as a little kid.
I got a bit short-tempered with them today when there was no reason to, and I feel a bit bad. Excuse me, I feel a bit bad about it. But they were rubbish at Lego Star Wars. They couldn't do this bit on Lego Star Wars, and I wasn't paying attention because I gave them Lego Star Wars, so I'd have 30 minutes piece. Mm-hmm. I let them play 30 minutes, and that's it. And they couldn't do this thing, and I hadn't been paying attention. So then, now is this bad? Right? I have already. My kids are 6 and 4. They only play Lego Star Wars. It's the only game I'm allowed to play. Oh, that and Pac-Man. We downloaded like a Pac-Man bundle on the Xbox. They like Pac-Man. They get very excited. I've never heard anybody scream so much. It's like the final scene from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when Leatherface is chasing the woman. They're screaming at. What I'm gonna do is remind me of this tomorrow. I'm going to record myself playing Pac-Man with the kids, and you listen to the screams. You listen to the screams.
Okay.
But I have introduced them to the walkthrough. Are you aware of the walkthrough, Manny?
No.
You're not a gamer. Well, the walkthrough is where you go on YouTube and you type in the name of the game you are playing and the word walkthrough, and there will be a video of how you complete the game.
Oh, okay.
And I've already, basically, it's cheating with a small c.
Okay.
And I have already shown them that cheating with a small c is better than annoying daddy.
Well, all this, what do we call it, social media, it all came out after I lost my bloody sight. You know what I mean?
Well, you're not missing much.
I know. You told me that before.
If anything, your life is better because I don't use Facebook as a way of connecting with friends. I have a Facebook account. I have about 8 friends on there, and they're primarily kind of sort of contacts around America. The only reason I really have a Facebook account, a personal Facebook account, is so that I can run 3 or 4 commercial pages that I have on Facebook. Facebook.com/Iain Lee, if you're interested. And a couple of others.
What are you having a few weeks off for?
Well, hang on a minute. This is Chinese Whispers. Where is this? What? Where have you heard I'm having a few weeks off?
You just said about half an hour ago.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. You're supposed to have super hearing. You need to clean your lug holes out.
You said I am thinking of having some time off.
Yeah, and that some time could mean like an hour from a show.
Well, you can't.
Well, I can. But in your head, you've extrapolated, and it's become a few weeks. I'm not having a few weeks off.
You shouldn't have any time off.
Why not?
Well, it's going to be boring, isn't it, on the night?
Well, but if I'm not well,
well, let Kath do it.
I'd love to let Kath do it. It's not up to me. I've said to my boss that Kath should do it.
She should.
She should.
She should have her own show on Saturday night.
Well, she does when is the best of that you present, Catherine?
Sunday.
So is it Sunday at 2:00? Sunday at 3:00? You can listen to the best.
I have, but she should do a show of her own.
I agree, and one day she will. But I agree. I think she's brilliant.
Should do, shouldn't she? Should get a petition going.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When is a petition? Dom, I'll come to you in a minute. 0844 499 1000.
100,000.
When is a petition ever? And this is a genuine question, right? Because maybe it has, but I can't think of one. When has a petition ever actually achieved anything? Are you crying? Because I've destroyed you with my...
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I just don't think...
But she should have a show on Saturday night, 10 till 1.
I agree, but B, then she'd be working 6 days a week and it'd be tricky, family. Family.
She can have Sunday off. We'll give her Sunday off.
That's true. Fair play. Yeah, no, saying that actually, if there's a day free, then maybe we could find something for her to do.
She could do the best of.
Yep. She comes in live and does that best of live on a Sunday afternoon at 3.
I know. I've listened to it sometimes.
Yeah, no, you haven't.
Never mind.
Well, Manny.
Anyway.
There we go. Thank you. What a strange little show it is this evening. And that's the joy of it, is that it can be absolutely anything. And tonight it's a little bit slower and a little bit more ponderous, and that's fine. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Let's go to Dom. Good evening, Dom.
Evening, sir.
Hello, mate. What you got for us?
I had 27 in the Manny Bloody Bingo. I won.
We had a steward's inquiry. We weren't sure if one was a bloody or if one was him having indigestion. So we will we'll come back. We'll get the stats as soon as we can. I know everyone's waiting nervously. Oh man, it's a strange old show today. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if it's any rubbish, but it is what it is. I'm in pensive philosophical mood, Dom.
Ian, do you know what it is? It's honest. And every show that you do, pretty much, apart from when you're doing bits and winds up, are honest. And sometimes that's to your detriment, but...
Yeah, it's not as honest as it could be. It's not as honest as it could be, Dom.
If it was that honest, you'd be killed up on the desk or something, wouldn't you? So, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Anyway, man, what you got for us?
Well, I'm doing these... Iain Lee quotes going back to old shows and stuff.
Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, Dom is listening to shows I've done throughout my career and posting random quotes from them and the date of the show that they come from. And some of them I remember, and some of them I can't believe I would say such things. But go on.
Well, to be fair, at the moment, I'm still doing the absolute ones that are on their site, and obviously, as you remember, they were uncensored podcasts.
Oh, yeah, they are uncensored. Yeah, yes, they are.
Download the podcast to hear the swears.
Yeah.
So some of them you may have dumped, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, listening to those, and I've realised that you haven't got your full arsenal at Talk Radio. You haven't got your beds. You haven't got your Echo. Is there any way that they can actually put that on that system? I mean, it was 5 years later. Surely it's standard now.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting you say that. Okay, right. Turn this computer up, please. Thank you very much indeed. Keep the computer on. I've got the beds, right? I've got the beds.
Oh yeah, no, but they can't. They're on the same line or something, aren't they?
Well, they haven't got me a fader for the beds, which is annoying. And bizarrely, no, there is no reverb here at all. Every studio I've ever worked in, even the crappy local BBC radio ones, had some reverb, and we've got nothing.
Yeah, and it's not like you do speech all the time or anything, is it? So some sort of effect on the voice.
So there's none of that. And also it's nice when you got someone in with a guitar, like we had with Stephen Page, just to put a little bit of reverb on it, to make it sound a little, not saying that he sounded dead, but just to breathe a little bit of life into the noise.
Yeah, it makes a lot of difference. Listen to Izzy Suttie doing an echo singing, and that would have sounded good, like now, but with a bit of reverb on it sounded amazing.
Yeah, it would, exactly. But no, I don't know why we. I don't know. But you know, we get by. You're right. I do feel like I don't have my full arsenal. But then what that means is I have to be sharper in other areas. I've got to be more on my I can't think how to end that sentence, but I've got to be more on my.
Okay.
Is that?
No, that's fine. That's all right. Also, sorry, not a criticism at all, because I know you're working with what you've got. But when it gets light on callers and you go to the newspapers, I can't stand the sort of banality and the sort of. I know you're highlighting it, but it's the crap that's in the papers. It's giving it more. It's giving it. How can I say it? You're giving it oxygen when it shouldn't give the oxygen. So I was going to suggest. I mean, you and Catherine talking is far better than that. But obviously, you need something to talk about. So I was going to suggest, like, I don't know, have a weekly book and then read bits from it, or just something a little bit different rather than just going to the crap papers.
What? Read from a book?
Anything, just a passage or just something different. Or,
read from a book.
You've got Mark Mason coming in. His books are full. I've got all his books. All his books are full of a little bit of trivia. Just go to page 37 and a bit of trivia, and you two can talk about it rather than talking about.
Read from a book. Well, I know what you mean. Part of me feels that God, but this show is really kind of meta today. But we might as well. And I'm also getting told off because of someone heard racist and homophobic language on the Periscope, the beginning of the Periscope yesterday, and it was a tiny Periscope, and but it was relevant. It was relevant to a piece of music that we had heard before, and before we went live, and that Periscope was stopped, and that person was chastised. So I'm not bothered by it. But this person is now on Twitter is trying to make it into. A thing. He's saying, well, you said, whoa, we were still in then, said it's okay, I can sort it. Really quite offensive there on Periscope, mate. Well, okay, well, I'm sorry if you were offended. But it was, you got a 27-second bit of conversation that was taken completely out of context. You don't know what went on before, you don't know what went on after. So, I mean, they were quite bad words. But,
Yeah, but it is a millennial thing to sort of be waiting to be offended or something.
Well, yeah, no, but if that person was offended, then I apologise, but, it was, we had been listening to a little bit of sweary music before we went live, and then someone was referencing that sweary music and didn't realise we were live. That's my bad. That person was told off. So, as far as I'm concerned, don't try and make something out of nothing. Don't try and make something out of nothing. And then they're saying, I'm surprised you didn't sound bothered. Well, I stopped the transmission, you prune. And why would I sound I'm not bothered by some words. No, I'm not bothered by some words. No, I'm not.
Surprised you didn't drop down to your knees and flagellate yourself.
No, I'm not bothered. Someone said the M-word, right? And that word, I know it's got heavy connotations and stuff. That word actually, that word doesn't bother me, Being completely honest, it doesn't bother me. As a white middle-class bloke, I don't go around saying it, but if someone says it, I don't go, Jesus Christ, what have you said? Get out of my sight. I stopped the Periscope. I deleted that Periscope, and I told the person to watch themselves. So, no. This is the thing, right? You've got to explain everything. There's no room for mistakes. There's no room for people learning and growing. Everything's got to be perfect and spot on. There's no room for people getting things wrong. You know, jeez.
Well, prime example of that, and you probably experienced it if I remember rightly, is Edinburgh Fringe was just on. I've always wanted to go to the Edinburgh Fringe, but when I first started wanting to go to it, it means someone had created a show and they practiced it, and then they got to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And then the first couple of performances, it changed over time. Yeah. Whereas now they've polished it for 6 months, then they get there. And you go on the Monday or you go on the last day, and it's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah. Oh, when I did the last Edinburgh, I did as a full run, and I lost my voice. I completely lost my voice halfway through it, and it cost me an absolute fortune. But I was doing a show with Mackenzie called Charlie Cheese's Jacket of Badges, and the first 4 shows were awful. Just didn't click at all. We did like 2 previews before we went up there. 2 previews, God. And it wasn't until like the 5th or 6th show where we worked out what was wrong with it and we got it to work. But you're right, that was the joy of doing it. Everybody expects everything they see to be really slick and professional. You know, you listen to the first 3 Beatles albums, they're a bit ropey. They're fun and they're enthusiastic, but they're a bit ropey. Everybody expects a new band. Oh, did he? Hang on a second. What, the Baron did? Hang on a second. I'm being told that the person that is offended... Are you sure, Catherine, before I say this? Are you sure? Yeah, you've tweeted... Can you show me that tweet? Hang on a second. I don't want to get into Twitter wars, but...
What's he doing?
Hang on a second.
Where is that?
Yeah. Yeah, Baron. You might want to rethink having a go at me, because some people find the C word quite offensive. Oh, it was done as a joke in context. Right. I see. There we go. I'll just retweet that. Thank you. So, oh, jeez. Mate, don't start getting shirty saying, geez, everything has to be perfect. It was the fact you thought no one heard and said it's okay. All right, Baron, well, I've just retweeted your tweet. Is that okay? Sweet Lord.
What's that swinging on that petard?
People, I mean, geez. Very disappointed to hear the racist, homophobic language. But you're okay tweeting that C word, are you, Baron? Right, jog on, get a life. Thank you, Catherine. Jog on. And now I'll come back with, it's all in context. Sod off, you jerk. Jerk is a word that, I'm not really bothered by that. Jerk is a word that never really made it over here, because a jerk off, you know what a jerk off is, don't you? It's a winker. And it never really made it over here as an insult, which is a shame, because I quite like the word jerk.
Yeah, I like the chicken.
Yeah, I do like a bit of jerk chicken. Oh, yeah, actually. Did we get to the point of your call?
As always, karaoke catch-up. Do you want one? Do you want a jaunty one? Do you want a sad one?
I want a jaunty one.
Right, okay. I'll do the speaking. You come in when the talking ends and the singing starts.
Okie doke. It's always hard when... it's always hard when we're this far into a phone call, but go.
Hello, everybody. This is your Action News reporter with all news that is the news across the nation. On the scene at the supermarket. There seems to be a disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Do you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was standing over there about tomatoes. And here he comes, running through the pole beans, through the fruit and vegetables, naked as a jaybird. And I hauled over the apple. I said, "No!" But it's too late. She already been incensed.
There it goes.
As proud as he can be of his anatomy, he don't give us a peek.
Yeah?
Oh, spot on, mate. You're getting better.
Thank you
Getting
for
better.
getting better. Get out of here. Thank you very much indeed. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Mark. Evening, Mark.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you.
What you got for us, boss? Are you on speakerphone?
Yes, I'll turn it off.
Is there a way you could not be on speakerphone?
Hold on. Hello? Is that
Hello.
better?
Right, hang on a minute. Let me just hang on a minute. Yeah.
Hello?
Hang on a minute.
Check 1, 2.
Hang on.
Sorry.
I'm just arguing with this idiot. What on earth has that got to do with being racist or homophobic? It's offensive language, but why am I arguing with this twit? Why am I arguing with a twit on Twitter, Mark?
What's his name?
I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to draw attention to him, but he's because it's okay to use the C word, which some people find misogynistic. Okay,
right.
But but he's having a go at me for being racist and homophobic. Do you know what? I can't be bothered, mate. I really can't. I'm gonna just block because block.
I don't want to say anything rude. I was just saying I've been out drinking tonight.
Oh yeah, nice one, Mark. What have you been drinking?
Just pints of ale. I've had about 6 pints. I'm a bit tipsy.
Oh yeah.
And I came in and I just heard that you said you were a bit depressed. I just phoned in to make you try and cheer you up a little bit and just say how great I think you are, blah, 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 blah.
Well, you're very kind. You're very kind, but my soul is black.
Oh.
My soul is black. And I won't hear you saying nice things about the show. And that's all part of it. And I'm just having the worst week I've ever had, I think. And so it's a little bit more than it needs a little bit more than hearing nice things. But I appreciate your sentiment. Where have you been tonight then? What have you been up to? Oh no, hang on a minute. I thought it was Tuesday. It's Thursday. So Thursday is the new Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've been out in a shitty university. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, don't worry. Apologies if anyone was offended, but I think we can get away with that. Yes, go on.
A university town called Loughborough, and it's just pretty dead, to be honest. So
Loughborough University. What happens in? What do they do in Loughborough? What do they specialise in there?
Well, slacking off by the looks of things because there's no one in the town.
Hey, blimey! So, are you a student in Loughborough?
No, can't remember. I phoned you. Well, you probably won't be able to remember. I phoned you and I couldn't sleep. I said I got run over by that tarmac machine.
Oh yeah, and you sent me the sound effects thing.
Oh yeah, that's why I rang you. I just wondered if you got it or not.
I got it. I gave it to my boys tonight, and they thought it was hilarious.
Oh, thanks. Because I spent like 15 quid sending you that.
But well, yeah. Listen, and that's very kind of you. But you please don't spend any more money sending me stuff. It's very kind, and you've entertained my two children enormously, particularly the farting noises. So thanks a lot for that. Cheers.
Yeah.
But there's one that's something like a wah 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 wah, and my youngest found that hilarious.
Oh well, I'm glad.
Hang on a second? Could you get that phone call and call them back, please? Thank you. Sorry, just barking instructions. But thank you, but please don't spend any more money on me. I've got a few quid in the bank, so I can get stuff if I need to get stuff.
Oh, okay. So did you get my letter and everything as well? Then?
I did get the letter. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just phoning you, just to say there's people out there who like you, and I think your show's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And I had a bad accident. I won't go into it on the radio and stuff, but I suffer with depression myself. And I was down a bit the other week, and I listened to that Lindsay Lohan track on YouTube. Oh, it was just so funny. It just really made me laugh, and it really cheered me up. I thought it was so great, Ian. I think you would.
I'm
I think
glad.
it's genius, to be honest with you, mate.
That's all down to Daniel who remixed it. He's the genius behind it. But and I'm sorry I got your letter, and I'm sorry if you thought we were making light of your accident that you had.
No, it's just
there's nothing mean in it.
On Twitter, I'm not bothered anyway. I've got quite thick skin anyway. So.
Okay, look, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to unblock this guy on Twitter, and I apologise. Look, I apologise if you're offended. Let's peace and love, guys. Peace and love. But Baron, I would like you to accept that the language that you used can be perceived by some people as misogynistic. I apologise if you heard words that were offensive and stuff like that. Peace and love, guys. Peace and love. Peace and love, Catherine. Peace and love. You're not buying the peace and love vibe?
Well, I'm quite offended.
Well, you're a woman, and so you're entitled to be offended by the misogynistic language.
Exactly, but maybe he didn't mean it.
Yeah, you see? Do you see? Well, you say you how are you doing now, Mark? Physically and mentally?
Well, you see, I do get a bit down, you see, but I've found ways around it. So, like,
go on, tell me. What do you do? What do you do to get around it?
Well, listen to stacks and stacks of Mozart, to be honest with you. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Are you into him yourself?
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't really know classical music, and that makes me sound like a dunce. But it's that thing of like saying, I like a little bit. I like a little bit of Haydn.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't name any. I just know I heard a bit on the radio once, and I bought a couple of CDs, and I liked it. The Vaughan Williams thing I played the other week, which is
I
just
heard that one. Yeah, I heard
stunning. But it makes me, God Almighty, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah,
I don't really know any Mozart.
Well, my granddad used to listen to it, see, so he's got me into it. So yeah, that's what I do. That's one of my hobbies. Well, your show's another one.
And do you go and see? I was going to go and say. I was about to say, do you go and see Mozart in concert? Do you go and see like live performances of it?
Yeah, I've been to a couple. I went to Montfort Hall in Leicester to see the Requiem and all that stuff, and then I went to the Royal Concert Theatre in Nottingham and seen a piano concerto there as well, and that was good. And to Mahler as well, which was like completely nuts as well. So yeah,
it's completely different, isn't it? I've been to a few live classical concerts, a couple, and the experience of seeing the musicians creating that music live, and it's that one unique performance, and once it's done, it's done. You can't rewind it and play it again. There's something magical about that, isn't there?
No, yeah, all I do is just buy like the Mozart piano concertos, and there's like 27 of them, and they just get better and better and better and better till like his like later stuff before he like died, and he was just kicking out loads of music. But I know you're into music and stuff, but it's like loads and loads. I can't even speak loads of it. You know what I mean? So
and that's partly what scares me from trying it, because it's like just saying, right, I want to get into Mozart today. I wouldn't have a clue where to start, because it's like saying, right, I'm going to get into pop music today. I'm going to get into classical music today. I don't know where to go.
Yeah, well, just like I started off with the popular stuff I already knew from commercials and stuff, and then just went into deeper this stuff that I've not heard, and I'll just buy anything really and then just try it. So it's very exciting.
Okay, listen, Baron, I didn't give out your name. Excuse me, Mark. Right, this is the last time I address this, right? Because it's like scrapping with a 15-year-old schoolgirl. Baron, I didn't give out your name on the radio. Okay, I have not given out your Twitter handle. I have unblocked you. I apologise if you were offended. I would like you to accept that you've used misogynistic language, and then that's it. For crying out loud, Jesus. Sometimes, Mark, I'd really. Sometimes this job is a joy, right? This job is the best job in the world you can have, right? Just coming in and talking to people and hanging out with Kath and just taking phone calls and playing silly records and talking nonsense. And sometimes people really just make me want to jump off a flipping bridge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't take it talk. I used to listen to LBC, and I'll tell you, it's like so depressing, that show. I mean, thank God for talk radio, because it's just like a breath of fresh air, really. That LBC is just like, it's awful.
Well, I'm glad you found us, Mark, and I'm glad you got something like Mozart to lift you.
Oh yeah,
when you need it. Nice one, man.
I'm a bit drunk. Can I just sing quickly down the radio while I'm a bit drunk?
You want to what? Listen to yourself down the radio?
Can I just sing into the phone while I'm a bit tipsy?
Yeah, if you're drunk, mate, away you go. Of course you can.
Okay, you ready? I'm knocking one out to Lindsay Lohan. I'm embarrassed now. Bye.
That was terrible. It does show when an amateur tackles something like that, a song like that, it really shows, doesn't it, that I'm a very skilled singer. I think that's what that does. It shows that I have skills, wicked skills, I'm going to say, and performance. I'm just saying words just to fill. 0844 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0844 499 1000. Wayne and Mike, stay there. Let's go to Ray. Hello, Ray.
Hello, my balls are full of sperm.
There we go. What kind of cake?
Well, I don't say. Anyway. Sorry, I'll get my words out in a moment.
Get your words out. Take your deep. Should we have another minute's silence?
Okay.
Should we do it? I like that, and I like that. We're going to have a minute's silence. I'm going to leave your line up, Ray. So if I know you quite often fart when you phone in. We've heard that before.
That's actually.
So okay. So we're just going to a minute just now. Just go. Where did you go?
Leicester.
I've got a mantra because I do transcendental meditation. So quite often my mantra's spinning round in my head. I went back to when I was reading The Twits by Roald Dahl to the boys tonight, and they were in bed, and they were what did they do? I said, right, that's enough of the story. Lie down and go to sleep. And I sat with them for a bit. And then I played a bit of music on my phone. And they got up and they started dancing on their bed. That was funny. I went to a lot of places in that minute, actually. In fact, I'm getting my car back hopefully on Monday. It's been repaired, which is great because the courtesy car I've got hasn't got a CD player. So I've got loads of new CDs that I want to listen to, so I can listen to them in my car hopefully on Monday. I went to the fact that we've got this irritating new doorbell, which it's a doorbell connected to the Wi-Fi, and you need an app. What?
An app for the doorbell?
Oh, wasn't my decision. So that's good. I went to the fact that actually I'm really, really hungry and I'm going to stop off on the way home and get something to eat, but I'm going to be up at about 6:30 because I'm taking the boys to school tomorrow, so I'm only going to get about 4 hours sleep. I went all over the place. All
that in a minute?
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? I've closed my laptop because that's distracting me from the important job of doing the show. So that's where I went. Did you go anywhere, Ray?
I was so tempted to punctuate the silence.
Yeah, I know.
Just had that little devil sat on my shoulder saying, go and say something.
Isn't it funny? The first time we did it, at the top of the show, I was holding my breath because I was really near the microphone and my breathing was being amplified. You're right.
Yes, I am.
You got some fish and chips. Beautiful. Crisps. The groovy crisps. And the second time, I was breathing normally, and I was sat back in the chair with my hands on my head. But yeah, and that was only a minute. That was 60 seconds. But it's
all
tough.
That in 60 seconds.
Yeah, all that. It's tough to keep that silence. I wonder what it would sound like at home. I bet it sounded nice at home.
I'll tell you what, the amount of silences you've done, I'm amazed the emergency tape never kicks
Well,
off.
I don't think there is one. I think that's what we've proved in all other places. I think the emergency tape kicks in at around 35, 40 seconds, I think. And I don't think there is an emergency tape here.
Well,
which is brilliant.
Oh, the fun you can have.
The fun we can have being
And
silent.
I've got to drop this in. Doorbells. As soon as you mentioned doorbells.
Thank you very much indeed, yes.
Okay. You were talking about petitions earlier, and have they ever really achieved anything?
Yeah.
There was one which temporarily achieved something. That was, remember the James Bulger case?
Yeah, I remember the case. What was the petition?
Yeah, because people felt that the sentence that those two lads were given wasn't long enough, so a certain newspaper got a petition going and presented it to the then Home Secretary, who raised their sentences.
But I don't think the petition didn't raise their sentences, though, did it?
Well, sort of. I guess it gave Mr. Howard something to think about, like, shall I? But of course, he stuck his neck out and did what he did before the law lord said, "No, you don't." Back.
Yeah, it made the Home Secretary look good, though, didn't it? Playing to the gallery.
Yeah. I actually met him, Mr. Howard, when I was working for a certain supermarket, and he was surprisingly polite.
I'm sure he is. They're all privately educated, aren't they? So of course they'll be polite. They're taught. The manners are ingrained into them.
Yeah, hammered into them. I mean, politically, I couldn't stand the man, but he was a true gentleman.
But he may have been a bastard in the ballot box, but he was a gentleman in the bedroom.
Oh dear. Well, I'd rather not think about that.
Nearly everyone does it. Anne Widdecombe, of course, famously hasn't. Ray, thank you for that. Let's go to Wayne. Good evening, Wayne.
Good evening, Ian.
What kind of cake?
Exactly, a Victoria.
Victoria sponge.
With a bit of jam, hopefully.
Beautiful.
Scrummy.
What you got for us, Wayne?
I was just thinking about petitions, like Ray.
Yeah.
We're on the same sort of mind, sort of trail of thought.
Yes.
And just thinking, after they hand in the petition, where does it go? Do they look through the reams of the petition, all those names?
You raise an excellent point. They can't, can they? Someone's not going to sit there and read it. And, it would be great if they did, and then they came back. So you got the widow of some soldier that died because they didn't have the right equipment, and they've got a petition to launch an investigation, and they deliver it, and an hour later someone comes and goes, yeah, we've noticed that some of these have been signed by Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, and we think some people may have signed it 3 times, so no, we're not accepting this. Try harder.
Exactly. It's fraudulent, isn't it?
I guess it's
open to corruption.
It is open to corruption. It's symbolic, isn't it? I mean, the last one that garnered any real interest but didn't achieve anything was the one asking for, and I'm going to say the B word, so I do apologise, asking for the Brexit referendum to be retaken, but that was set up by someone from the Brexit side who thought they were going to lose. Is that true? That's the popular story that's put around.
Yeah. Yes.
And I had loads of people saying to me, "Are you going to sign it for a second referendum?" Because I wanted to stay in. I went, well, no, because so hang on, we're having a petition about a referendum, but that happened because of some people we voted in. When does it stop? So I stopped it there by not signing that petition. And I get quite often I get people tweeting me or emailing me saying, "Would you sign this petition?" And I don't think I ever have. Because I know that ultimately they're pointless.
Yeah. The last petition, and probably the only petition I've signed, is when they was going to take the BBC recipes from the website. I was outraged.
And how did
my Victoria sponge?
How did that go, Wayne? Did they decide to keep the recipes on there in the end?
I'm not 100% sure.
You were just so angry.
I was so angry.
There's that stupid law, isn't there, now, that if a petition on a on a website gets over 100,000 signatures, then it has to be debated in the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, that's just stupid, though.
Yeah.
Because also they don't have to debate it properly. They can just stand up and go, well, we've had a petition saying that we want Tesco should only stock cheese strength 4 and above, and we're all in favour. Aye. All against no. The ayes have it. Oh, hang on, no, it's passed. They've passed it. Hey, Struth, this is brilliant. They've passed it, Wayne. So you can only get. They've literally just passed my petition that you can only get cheese 4 and above. It only goes up to 5. I don't know why they don't introduce a 6. That would be a market winner, surely. And you can't get 1, 2, 3 anymore. There's no point in having a 1 cheese, is there?
No, absolutely not.
That's just offensive.
And 100,000 people is not representative.
No.
Of 60 million.
What is that, like 0.001%? Screw that.
Me and you will change things around here.
Yeah.
If we get...
If we have to, we can change things, Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, but if I have to, I will.
It starts with the Victoria sponge as well.
And it starts with the Victoria sponge, then we move on to the cheese, strength 4 and above only. Then it moves on to the introduction of a 6 cheese, and then it just gets crazy.
We mean business.
We certainly do, Wayne. I feel we achieved something with that call. We got somewhere with that. What kind of cake, Mike?
Is a brownie a cake?
A brownie a cake?
Is a brownie a cake?
Is a brownie a cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Imagine a giant brownie.
Oh, could we live in it?
You could do, but that would be weird.
It'd be momentarily. It would be fun for a day or two.
My boys, and they call them my guys. My boys at the moment, I don't know where they've got this from. They're obsessed with every time we go to a door, right, to open a door, they say, Daddy, and I say, I know what you're going to say, boys. What are we going to say? You're going to say, imagine if this door was made of jelly. And they go, yeah, but seriously, imagine it. And I go, right, well, they say, because if we didn't have a key, we could walk through it. And I say, yeah, but then,
fine.
Yeah, but, and they said, but if we get hungry, we could eat it. I said, yeah, but the thing my boys are most scared of are burglars for some reason. I don't know why. And I said, but if the door was made of jelly and we could walk through it, then a burglar could walk through it. So that's insane. And they go, oh, yeah. And then every time we come to another locked door, they forget that. And they say, Daddy, and I said, you're going to talk about blooming jelly doors again, isn't it? And they say, yeah, but imagine it, though. And if you were hungry, you could eat it.
Kids are nice. I empathised with you earlier. The other day, my little girl was just, she wasn't being naughty. She was just, I don't know, she was full of beans and she was being really annoying. And I thought, I really felt like going, shut up. Then I couldn't, because she wasn't doing anything wrong, but I wanted a little bit of peace and quiet. Then you feel guilty, don't you?
Yeah, I did. I was a little bit snappy with the boys because of this puzzle in this game. Yeah, we do. And I felt terrible afterwards. And then I jokingly got angry about something, and they were obviously both went, oh, we're really sorry, Daddy. I said, oh, no, God, I was joking. I felt doubly bad.
It happens up and down the land every day. I wanted to touch on something you said before, actually, about sorry to bring it back to this, about what happened on Periscope, and it's something that annoys me in society, is that language has become far too overcharged. So whatever was said on, I won't mention what was said on Periscope. What was said on Periscope?
Yeah.
It had no intention And only by people charging these words up does it become an issue.
I know what you mean, and also it was literally a 30-second Periscope thing. When the person didn't know it was on, it was relevant to something that had happened just before it went on. And I, as soon as it happened, I turned the Periscope off. I deleted that one so that people wouldn't see it, and I said to everyone, "Look, can you just mind your language, please?" And so I'm, being pilloried for that. But that person's allowed to use misogynistic language because it's not racist or homophobic. It's just, it's words, guys. It's just words.
Well, that's it. And it's only by we attach a meaning. So you look at people on Twitter. I mean, Jonathan, who maybe listens, shares a great example. He says awful things on Twitter, and I'm sure it's all for attention, to be honest with you. I think he just wants people to interact with him. But realistically, they're just words, and it's just someone saying, "Well, why do people have to power them up and go, oh,
But also, taking the other side, it's easy for us as white middle-class men to say the M-word is just a word. And I know that for other communities, that word does actually contain a lot of history and is a very powerfully charged word, but I just don't like being told I have to apologise for something that was taken completely out of context. That no one knows what was. We weren't there going, "Oh yeah, brilliant! You said that." It was a Periscope. It was stopped. It was deleted, and I mean, flipping heck, man! Come on, stop trying to make it into something that isn't.
I think as society, we can't forget the past. And I've been reading a little bit about slavery and stuff like that, actually, the past few days. And we all know it's dark, but when you really start reading about it and get into the depths of how dark it was, it's awful and it's frightening.
Well, Mike, we've got to move it there, and dark, and perhaps an inappropriate use of the word there, particularly. Yes, it was. Mike, thank you very much indeed. I've got to move on because I'm going to be late for the news if I'm not. 0844 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A radio star is born.
You're going to love
Talk Radio. Talk Radio.
Another hour of this. I know what we can do. We can tease it. Rob, you've got 10 seconds, Rob. Why don't you tell us what the listener can expect to hear after midnight?
Appetitely beautiful radio, wetting everyone.
Wish I hadn't done that now. Apologise. Rob and Susie, you'll be coming up next. You can call in as well, dear listener. 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'm all thumbs, no action. Attention deficit distraction. My brain operates on a fraction. All thumbs, no human interaction. I speak in typos, predictive text it. I spell checked it. I stand auto-corrected. I unplug your life support to make an outlet for my iPhone, and then you died. Asterisk, then
0844 4991 1000. Susie, haven't you been on already? Let's try that again. Susie, haven't you been on already?
Oh, hang on, I can't hear you.
Oh.
Go ahead, I can't hear you.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay.
What? Just try again. Susie, haven't you been on already?
Not tonight, I haven't. No.
Oh, in that case then, my humblest apologies for thinking you were an interloper. That was rude of me.
No, it wasn't rude. I did ring Catherine earlier, but I bottled it, so that might be why you're mistaken for me coming on earlier, maybe.
Maybe I'm just an idiot. There is a distinct... No, there's a distinct possibility that I'm just an idiot. It's quite a strong possibility that I'm just an idiot.
Well, I doubt it.
Yeah, well. What you got for us, Susie? Wagwan! Wagwan! I was saying that to my eldest yesterday. He didn't feel very well.
Go on in, not go on. It's go on in.
It's Wagwan!
Go on in.
Wagwan! Wagwan, what's going on? Wagwan!
I understand what the concept is. It's just that if you live in Bedford, it's go on in.
Well, go on in. Go on in? That's nonsense.
Well, so it's go on. The go on is just a lazy version of go on in.
No, go on in isn't anything. Wagwan is patois.
No, it's not. You're not. No.
I have never heard anyone saying, "What, going in?"
Well, you just have, because you heard me say it 3 times.
I've heard you. I've heard you saying "guan," but you've never heard anyone say it. You've heard me say it. Okay, I've never heard anyone before this phone call saying "going in."
That's what you said.
Apart from a Geordie man who's held a door open for me in a pub once, and he said "going in," and I went "aye." He went "grit." But I have heard many people from all different backgrounds and walks of life say "wagwan." I've seen it written down. Wagwan. W-A apostrophe G-W-A-M. Wagwan.
Don't say blood clot in a minute, will you?
Oh, don't say that's a horrible phrase. Blah. Anyway, Susie.
I don't even know what it means.
Well, I don't want to tell you.
Same things as what you just said. But
anyway, Susie, guan in.
I was just ringing to ask you, have you read the book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, I think it's pronounced?
Rhonda? No, what is the secret? Can you tell me the secret so I don't have to read it all?
I just wondered, I felt a little bit upset earlier when you were saying how you were feeling, and I thought if Iain Lee could read this book, because I just think it was...
Hang on a minute,
I just wish you would.
Hang on a minute. So we go to Amazon. It's not. Do you remember? About 20 years ago, everybody. By everybody, I mean girls that had patchouli oil were into the Celestine prophecy. Do you remember that? The Celestine prophecies. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. No.
It was this book, the Celestine. I can't remember what it was. I never read it, but I would express an interest to girls in the book, The Celestine Prophecies, in the hope that I could cop off with them.
They're the same girls that are expressing something else where they shouldn't have been.
Steady on. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Let's have a look. The Secret. Let's go. Rhonda.
Please, listen. People at Oprah, which, I know, or Will Smith, or getting jiggy with it.
No, someone told me... You're not the first person to recommend this book to me. My friend Mel recommended this book to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm not. It's not criticism. I'm saying maybe that's the cosmic... that's a cosmic coincidence.
It's been life-changing for me.
Here we go. This is the review from Jenny Fletcher. Gives it 5 stars. I was initially led... Just some woman who's left a review on Amazon.
She might be a nutter.
Well, she's given it 5 stars, so she's agreeing with you.
Okay.
I was initially lent this book at a time in my life when I was suicidal through a broken marriage, depression, illness, and a total lack of self-esteem. I understood immediately it could help, so bought it for myself, even though I had very little money to spend on myself at the time. Whatever else the denigrators choose to say about it, this book did change my life. I am not substantially richer in monetary terms, but I do realise that learning to think more positively can make a real difference. Even down to silly little things like telling myself that when I get to my destination, here we go, there'll be a parking space exactly where I want one. Oh, no.
Oh, she's an idiot. She's an idiot.
It helps you find parking spaces.
She's an idiot. That might be the concept of where someone thought, oh, I can't find my perfect partner. What I'll do is I'll park in a parking space where there's someone for my perfect partner to park next to me.
Has everything got to start? Is the secret that everything has to start with P?
No, it's just that stupid sentence I just said did.
Okay.
That's nonsense. However, I was just merely ringing up, and I wish I'd have just done that as a mate, to ring you up and say, but I'm obviously not your mate, you're a celebrity, just to say, would you just have a little look at that book?
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Susie. It is appreciated. Apparently Russell Brand bangs on about that book, I think.
Does he?
I think so, yeah. Anyway, nice one, Susie. Thanks for the call.
What do you think about him?
Where?
So what do you think about him?
I met him once years ago before he became, like, super famous, when he was on the way up, and he was very charming and very polite to me. I find some of the stuff he does quite chucklesome. I don't find him hilarious, but I find him quite chucklesome. I admire him because he takes a load of flack and abuse, and yet he manages to stand tall. So I respect him for that. I respect him, I guess is the short answer. Yeah, I respect him.
He's got a beautiful concept of the English language, as you have, haven't you?
I think his is a little bit more flowery than mine, and I suspect that his is a little bit forced.
Or written.
Yes.
Or written, maybe?
Yes, maybe. But I think I respect him as a human being, and anyone who's been a drug addict and has come out the other side, I respect that, and I think the world is a more colourful place because we have him.
Oh, what a lovely little fellow you are.
See, thank you, Susie. Thank you. Ta-ta. 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 0844 499 1000. Rob.
Hello.
I'm going to go to Jerry first.
Hello, Jerry.
Got one.
You two have fun. I'll be dancing in the corner.
Hang on, Jerry may have fallen down a hole. Yes, Jerry.
Got one.
Got one.
Got one.
Doc Long.
Got one. Gorgeous, darling.
What's
Got one.
Duck one?
Got one. Have you paid the electricity bill in that studio? It looks a bit dark in there.
.com?
Dot Cotton.
Dot Cotton?
Charlie, the ghost in the fridge.
What the hell are you talking about, you lunatic? Your Parkinson's normally affects your speech in terms of whether we can hear you or not. But tonight we can hear you, but we can't understand you.
No, I'm talking crap.
That's the best way to be sometimes.
It's very dark in there. Are you all right?
You watching on Periscope?
Yeah, I'm watching on Periscope.
Well, I've fallen out with a follower. Andrew, the answer to your question is it's FaceTime Continuum by Marnie Coppola. You can't get it anywhere yet.
It looks like I've seen Artificial Fields and Horses with the satellite thing on the red light.
The what? The satellite thing where?
The balcony thing. The red light on your microphone thing, saying that you're live on air.
This one here.
Yeah, stick out the window so jet plane might land over there, not do that.
Well, we're in quite a residential area here. We have to, when we please, when you leave the premises, respect your neighbours.
Hey, it's Lockkeeper's Cottage still going?
Lockkeeper's Cottage. I don't think it is. That's where they did the big breakfast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is it still there? I wonder if it's still there. I mean, it won't be painted with all, like, eggs and stuff.
Pardon?
It was painted with, like, eggs and stuff, wasn't it?
I think they should put an X on it.
They might put an X on it. You never know.
How's your mum? Is she okay? Has she got a result back from the nasty people?
She's allowed to stay.
Hey,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a triumph. I think it's partly down to the fact that because of my job. But the few details need to be ironed out. It's her birthday this weekend, so I'm going to probably go and see her Saturday.
Oh, yes, to give her a kiss from me.
I will.
No tongues, though.
I will do that, Jerry. Of course I will.
Okay, take care.
All right, mate. Take care.
Anyway, bye.
Bye. 0844 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Rob Burnett, we might as well. I can't fight this any longer.
It's Rob Burnett, sponsored by Barry's Motors, now selling adult books.
Oh.
Put a spring in your step. There we go. Competitive prices all round.
There we go. Fun times, Rob. Barry's Motors really is branching out, isn't it?
Well, we're on the rise in many ways. Bum.
My friend Dennis is asking. Yes, Dennis. The good news is that Mum can stay where she is. So which is brilliant news. My friend Dennis is just going. I just turned on. Is it true? Yes, she can stay there. There's got to be a few details sorted out, but because we kicked up a stink, and I think partly because of my job, she can stay. So yes, which is excellent. Robert Burnett.
We took it to the system.
Yeah, we smashed. We effed the system right up. The S.
Excellent. Quick question before I insult you. Do I need to bring a projector then, or is there a screen for this thing near Christmas I can connect things to?
Mate.
Yeah?
It's on the 11th of December, your performance.
I know.
Why are you worrying about whether you need to bring a projector or not?
Well,
I'm going to say yes, you need to bring a screen and a projector, just so I can see your face when you get there and you see that there's a screen and projector already there.
There is.
Maybe.
Now, you see, I've got to borrow one. This is the thing.
Oh, for goodness sakes. You don't need to bring a screen and a projector.
Right,
Unless you want to project things onto a screen.
Okay, cans of Lilt or other soft drinks.
What about those? It's in a pub.
Will there be those?
It's in a pub.
Ladies to help me take my coat off.
That'd be Kath.
Okay. Small ginger fella with glasses to rub my legs afterwards.
That'll be you.
Preferably from New Zealand.
That'll be Ian. Yeah, we can sort that out.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't phone that bloke up about the tickets.
Will there be dry or wet toilet paper?
And he flies out today, doesn't he? This is important. You know, we're going to get some. I was going to blag some tickets. Tom, he flies out today. I'll try and call him tomorrow.
Call him tomorrow.
Can someone remind me to call Tom tomorrow?
Give me your number, I'll ring you.
What? Give you my number?
Give me your number, I'll ring you 4 a.m. Ian!
I don't want you to... I meant to ring... Oh, nuts. But this is... Rob, this isn't until December!
I know, I just thought I'd ask.
Mate, flipping heck!
It's only 'cause I was sat on a train this week, bored, and I thought, I wonder, because I haven't read The Secret, I'm not one of those people.
No.
By the way, The Secret Wikipedia page, yeah?
Yeah.
For example, some proponents believe that using The Secret can cure cancer.
Oh.
However, there is no scientific justification for such a claim.
Well, let's not jump to any hasty conclusions.
No.
I want to experience it for myself.
Well, can I read you a line from it, from page 80, which is on the Wikipedia page?
Please do, mate, yeah.
Try and break this down. One of the most powerful uses of gratitude can be incorporated into the creative process to turbocharge what you want.
Yep.
So, if you want...
This is sex magic, isn't it, with a K?
This is the thing. If you want an Xbox...
Yes, I do.
Right. I know you do, so if I drop that in.
Yeah.
And say Kath brings you a cup of tea...
Yeah.
You don't say thank you.
Huh?
You use that to incorporate your creative process to turbocharge what you want.
Yeah, I want an Xbox.
So does that not make people selfish, which would explain why my ex had a copy of it?
You've lost me.
Yes.
But, I guess that's how it works. It's the same, it sounds similar to, that nonsense that Edmonds does, the cosmic ordering.
Exactly! Someone's read this and thought, I need to do a female version, it'll sell millions.
But.
Yes.
Noel Edmonds is a multi-millionaire who has just landed a 40-week television series for Channel 4. I know this because apparently Barry from Watford is in it. And he has hot women and helicopters. So, and we have none of those things. And he does cosmic ordering, and we don't.
That sounds like... what was the one with Annika Rice?
Sorry?
Annika Rice.
What about her?
She had a helicopter and hot.
Well, she had a helicopter.
Well, what will she get replaced by? The lady with the brown hair?
I never really got the Annika Rice thing, if I'm being completely base about it. Sorry? No, I thought that's what you said. Anyway, yes, there is a screen. Yes, there is a projector.
Good.
It would be ideal if you brought a memory stick or something, because it would all go into my laptop, which would then do the projecting.
Yeah, PowerPoint.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Totally on that, then.
Huh?
Totally on that.
All right.
I'm going to be all over that.
I'm going to cut you off now.
Okay.
No, we missed the last ad. I can only apologise. Saba.
Yes, Ian. How are you?
Terrible. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. A long-time listener, a first-time caller.
Oh, well done. You get a gentle ripple of applause for that. Hang on a second. You say long-time listener. How long time you been listening for?
Well, I used to listen when I was in year 9 and 10 at school, when I was about 14 or 15.
Well, that could have just been last year for all we know. I need to know how old you are now.
I'm 25 now.
No, you've been listening for 10, 11 years.
Yeah, but you disappeared for a while on a different channel, Absolute, or I don't know. But I didn't listen to you for ages. And then
hang on a minute. So you listened to me on LBC, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you listen to me on Virgin and Absolute?
No.
Did you listen to me on the BBC?
No.
Right, so you're not a long-time listener. You're a short-time listener. Long-time no listener.
Yeah.
Recently rediscovered era.
Yeah.
So don't come on and with I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, because you're not a long-time listener. I was only at LBC for 3.5 years, so you're a short-time listener.
Okay, but in the duration of my whole life, 2 years, 3 years, is quite a considerable...
Fair play. That is that's relativity.
It is.
Einstein's theory of relativity is how long, at what age were you when you listened to my show, and how long did you listen to it, compared with how old you are now and how little you haven't listened to it. So that's what that is.
30% or something.
Something like 30% of your life has been spent listening to this rubbish. I can only apologise, Saba. Well, it's nice to talk to you, man. What you got for us?
Yeah, you too. Well, I was just listening to you talking to that lady a while ago about The Secret.
Oh, yeah.
That book.
Have you read it?
Yeah. I haven't, but I prefer to watch documentaries.
You watch the film, yeah.
Yeah. Because I struggle to concentrate on reading books, to be honest. But I like it.
You struggle to concentrate reading books? I hope you've got a note from your mum about that.
Well, I've got OCD, so it can get a bit complicated.
Because I would have thought, and this is showing how little I know about OCD, I would have thought OCD would have made it easier to read books. What gets in the way? How does your OCD? If you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I wonder, how does it stop you reading books?
Well, you've always got different obsessions and fears and phobias popping into your head all the time. Yeah. And if you don't do things a certain way, then you're scared that something bad will happen, or you haven't done it properly, or something like that. So you have to read again. You don't know if you've read that, so you read it again. And when you turn the page, you're like, I skipped 2 pages.
Yeah.
So it's quite...
And what do you think when you say bad, you think bad things will happen? Is it like someone in your family's going to die or something?
Yeah, that's a very common thing, and I've done a lot of research about OCD, a lot of documentaries.
Documentaries, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and a few books. I have read a few books about OCD, and a lot of online articles and research and whatever. And I am quite knowledgeable about it, but that doesn't make a difference.
No,
you still knowledge is not enough. You have to change your whole behaviour and your psychology to overcome.
And are you are you seeing? Are you getting help with that, or is it something you're dealing with yourself?
This is something I wanted to talk about, because you do not come across as a guy who takes citalopram or whatever, and the other one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think you've got depression. I wouldn't think you've got problems, and that's how funny it is that you can't tell that people have got these psychological issues, depression, anxiety, whatever. But they have. Like, people can't believe me when I tell them I've got OCD, I've got mental disorder, psychological personality disorder, whatever. They don't believe it. But I have, and it really debilitates me. And for like the last 3 years, I was doing nothing. I was on the edge, really on the edge. But thank God I've managed to come out the other side with the help of sertraline. I take sertraline every day.
I was on sertraline for a bit. Okay, that's like an anti-anxiety primarily, isn't it?
Yeah, and I used to take paroxetine, but you see, I used to watch conspiracy theories and this and that, and I don't do it anymore because it's primarily negative and ignorant, yeah. But there's a lot of them that say the pharmaceutical companies, they make a lot of money, they just want to sell you drugs, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And I used to listen to that, and I tried cutting down on my medication, and it really messed me up.
Yeah.
And now I ended up in hospital from taking an overdose out of frustration because I couldn't get help. And then they just put me on some different meds, sertraline. I went to see the psychiatrist a few times, told them everything, all my obsessions, got it all out. And they said, I'm all right, I just need normal OCD psychological treatment. But for the time being, just take my meds.
When you tried to kill yourself, were you trying to kill yourself, or was
it was a cry for help?
Yeah.
I took an overdose. I took like 52 paroxetine, 100 milligram, whatever. But I knew what would happen. I knew that it's not life-threatening. I knew the worst that could happen is serotonin syndrome.
It will get you... What's serotonin syndrome?
It means you will be like... your pupils will be dilated. You will be
Beautiful.
like really... You will be like really
buzzing.
Buzzing.
Wicked, man. Wicked. Don't do it, guys. I'm being flippant, of course. But you knew that by doing it, it would get you into the system.
Don't do it, because I ended up in intensive care for like 1 or 2 hours, and I had to be on a drip all night.
Yeah.
It's serious. It's serious. I didn't even realise the possible harm I could have done to my organs and this and that.
Does it upset you or annoy you, or maybe it has no impact? Because when you mention OCD, people go, "Oh yeah, I'm a bit OCD. I have to knock on the door 3 times." That's not OCD. OCD is crippling, like we're hearing.
I try not to get too annoyed by it, because I'm ignorant in a lot of things, and I forgive people for that. But it's a bit annoying. But I don't take it too seriously.
Oh, I'm terribly OCD. When I wash my hands, I have to dry them 3 times, and it's like, yeah, that's not OCD. OCD is, when you can't read a book or when you want to top yourself. And how are you doing? How are you dealing with it now, Saba? You all right?
Well, actually, speaking of, I got 3 months medication like 3 months ago, and I just ran out a few days ago. And I've gone to college, I've been enrolled to college, sorting out my student finance, blah, 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 so I'm getting on with my life and really trying to do much better, and I've run out of medication.
Have you got a repeat prescription in?
No, I have to go like 7:30 in the morning to get an emergency appointment to try and get some meds.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah,
I'll tell you why, because I don't know about the others, but I know that sertraline and other antidepressants I've been on, when I have forgotten them or run out of them, or once I went on holiday and I'd left them at home and there was no way of getting them sent out. I used to take Effexor. You ever taken Effexor?
No.
Oh man, that's a nuts drug, and it would be like electric shocks in my brain. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Look, do you know, I already feel dizzy now because I found an emergency dose 150 today, so I took it, But yesterday I took nothing. The day before I only had 100 milligrams. The pharmacy won't give me anything.
No.
So, and they told me, you've got to come and have an emergency appointment at 7 in the morning, and we've got to take your bloods as well. I was like, I've been taking them for 6 years and you've never taken my bloods before. Do you know what I mean? They make it a bit difficult.
Yeah.
It's quite an important thing to have it, because them electric shocks, when you look about, it's like you look at a different direction, you feel like, oof, oof,
Yeah, it's exactly it. See, it's exactly it. You turn your head, and it's like your head turns, and then about half a second later, your eyes and your brain follow.
Catch up with it.
Yeah, they do. It's the weirdest thing, and it's for me. It was the electric shocks in the brain. It felt like there was a lightning bolt, not a massively painful one, but just like a really uncomfortable lightning bolt, kind of going through my head.
Exactly, and you said that you was on holiday and you couldn't get them. I was in Yemen because I'm half Yemeni. I'm half English, half Yemeni.
Yeah, man.
And I couldn't get any. There, my doctor couldn't send any more out because I was out of the country. So I had to track them down, and eventually I did after a long search. But you have to pay for them, innit? Quite expensive.
Well, this is the thing. When you go, I mean, I was on a Greek island, so I couldn't get on it, and I spoke to my doctor, and he said, well, do you know what? Actually, maybe now is the time to try and see if you'd be better off without them. So I stopped taking them for a few months. But if you're in other parts of the world, you can just go into, like, chemists and generally buy drugs over the counter.
It's normal. Just pay them enough money, whatever they want, and that's it.
Exactly. But go on.
Irresponsible, though.
Exactly, very responsible. But you were telling me about The Secret. You've watched the film of The Secret. That was
okay. It's quite good. It's quite positive. It's obviously not the whole story of life, because if it was that simple, you know what I mean. But another thing I came across is a book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. And Oprah, she advertises that.
That's the one that was recommended to me, The Power of Now. That is
a really powerful. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing mystical about it. It's like a form of psychology or something. Like, life is hard and people get into a lot of hard situations, and these kind of books, they help. It's like a therapy. They help you.
I used to poo-poo these books, right? But actually, I've mentioned before, this American therapist who would recommend these books, and some of them I thought, some of them are good. The one that got me was The Four Agreements. Have you read that?
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, The Four Agreements is brilliant, right? And you read it, and it's a bit hippy-dippy, and it's a bit okay. But the message, I need to dig it out because I read it years ago. The Four Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom. But actually, it's quite. Its message is basically it's about being honest with yourself and others. Basically,
quite cheesy, quite cliche, whatever. But a lot of life is cheesy and cliche.
Yeah.
You have to be positive. You have to make an effort to be positive. It takes an effort.
So, but listen, I've got to go because I'm late for I'm so late for an ad break. But I'm so glad you found me.
Yeah, and really, I'm a big fan. And keep going, and everybody keep going.
Mate, go to the doctors tomorrow morning, because if you don't go tomorrow, then it's the weekend, and then you won't get anything till Monday. So go to the doctors.
Okay, I'm quite stubborn and quite whatever, but I will.
Hang on, Saba, don't go to the doctors tomorrow. Whatever you do will be the right thing, man. But take care.
I should go. Yeah, I will. Bye.
See you later. Bye bye. 0844 499 1000. Hannah, come to you after this.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0844 499 1000. I suggest a truce and an unblocking, and all will be good and forgotten. Thank you. I suggest you block him. I've blocked him again. I can't be bothered. Maybe another day. But do you know what? I just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Hannah!
Hiya.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, not too good. But anyway. I just want to apologise for last week for any misunderstanding.
No, it's fine. It's all groovy here, man. It's all groovy here.
Yeah, I just wasn't having a bad time.
Yeah, well, I hope you come out of it at some point. This too shall pass.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're all cool, Hannah, so don't worry about me.
Oh, and because you're having a bad night, I thought I'll call in anyway.
Yeah, well, it's hard work, this life shiz, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, me coming off Twitter's helped me a little bit, because no one can get into your brain.
Well, they'll find ways. Well, see, look, I'm arguing with some bloke on Twitter, and who's now demanding an apology and a truce, and I'm just thinking, God, what? I mean, really, life is. I'm 43 years old, and I'm arguing with someone about Nothing really, nothing. And I've what I need to do, Anne, is I need to block and move on.
Yeah, just
Tits
ignore
and
it.
teeth, tits and teeth, guys, tits and teeth.
What?
Sorry, it's showbiz, isn't it?
Oh right.
Showbiz, tits and teeth, guys, tits and teeth, and you do a showbiz dance, and everything is all right.
See, I suffer from borderline personality disorder. You've probably never heard of it. It's where you suffer from severe highs and severe lows.
Yeah.
And I get severe headaches, which is called hemiplegic migraine.
I'm aware of those. I've read. I have read up on those migraines. They are particularly unpleasant.
Yes, and I know when you described a minute ago with the other guy about that feeling in your head with the. I can't remember how you described it, but I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah, it's a really weird. It's a weird feeling. I had a panic because I was running out of pills, and I got in a repeat prescription, and I found some more pills. So I was like, I have an extra stash. Excellent. But, hey, listen, guys, if you're feeling suicidal or miserable, not talking to you, Hannah, I'm talking to the listener, go and see your doctor. If you don't like what the doctor says, go and see another doctor. And you can, of course, always call the Samaritans, 116 123, I think it is, 116 123. I've got a feeling it's free as well, and you don't have to give your real name, and they don't keep it.
I rang them once, and I really struggled to open up.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Really struggled.
They don't. Well, they don't lead. They don't lead the conversation.
No, and that's what I find difficult. I guess I need someone to help.
Yeah. But that's not that's not their role. I mean, that would be the role of a therapist or a counsellor.
Yeah,
but their role is just to be there at the other end of the phone, and you can have an hour-long phone call and no one says anything, and that's fine. They're not going to lead it. They're not going to give you advice or suggestions or anything like that. They're just there, in case you've got no one else to talk to, or you just want to talk to a stranger and, kind of let a load off your chest, stuff that you couldn't say to your husband or your wife or your best friend or your mum or your dad. You can phone up this stranger and dump it off, and they don't keep a track of your phone number. They don't have to know your name. I think they're brilliant.
Do you ever wake up and sometimes you feel like you can't breathe?
I don't get that. No.
Mm-hmm. I've had it the last few days. It's been really bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No. I do sometimes think I must have missed the day at school when they taught everybody how to do life. I must have been off that day because I don't get it.
No.
It just seems so overwhelming.
Yeah. But I think it's all plays to do with my upbringing, really, with my life anyway.
Well, I think there's a lot of sneering about people talking about, well, what was your relationship with your mother? How did your father treat you? But I think a lot of it comes from that, man. A lot of it comes from that. And I can see me passing on a lot of my negative traits onto my boys. I see them picking up on some of them and copying them. I think, oh Christ, the cycle is starting again. But
yeah.
Hannah, listen, don't worry about us. We're all cool. I hope you start to feel a bit better soon.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Take care.
Yeah, Andrew. Bye.
See you later. Bye. 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 0844 499 1000. Last 20 minutes of the show. This is Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I think Catherine joins me in the studio. I think the greatest football scandal. This whole football scandal is very dubious, and I think that the worst thing to have happened in football. And it is outrageous. And even I'm not a sports fan. I think this is disgusting. It's Gary Lineker's beard. What is that?
I saw him on TV today, and he's lost quite a bit of weight, it seems. And the beard, and
what is the
can
beard?
I say this? He looks like the devil.
What is the beard? Because it's not. He knows that's not a proper beard. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Is it just a chin strap one?
Well, no. It doesn't join up.
Yeah,
if you're going
it's a devil beard.
If you're going to grow a goatee, then at least I mean, there's huge swathes of his face are bald.
I know he's got Wayne Lineker, right? That's his brother.
Right.
Naughty brother.
Oh.
That lives out in the Balearics.
Yep.
Are we sure that's not an evil twin? Because that's an evil twin beard right there, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Barry Lineker.
Well, just put him straight through, because Dennis's phone has a problem. So just whack him straight through. Oh, he may not be able to answer it. But yeah, that's the I think the biggest scandal is Gary Lineker's, in inverted commas, beard. Would you agree with me, Dennis? Oh, Struth. Would you agree with me, Dennis?
Hey.
Sorry? Dennis?
Hello?
Are you there? This isn't Dennis, this is a soundboard. Someone has got a very poor...
Terrible connection.
Oh, are you there?
Terrible connection.
Dennis, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're bubbling.
Do you want to get those calls as they're coming? Well, I'm sorry that we're... Oh, for crying out loud.
I'll put the phone down.
No. Oh, he's gone. Unbelievable. I mean...
Old people today, eh?
The hell was that about? Jeez.
Bubbling.
Oh, wait, you might need to go out with the phones. I don't know if there's a problem. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Oh, no, I think we're all right. Andy!
Hi, Ian, how you doing?
Are you bubbling?
No, I'm confused.
Go on.
I've tuned in 4 times to you since you've been on this radio station, and I've heard you before, and every single time I've heard you distressed, confused, upset, angry, bitter, rowing.
Well, hang on a minute. Where's the bitterness tonight?
Well, I just literally tuned in 5 minutes ago, and I hear you blocking people and getting upset with people. I can't understand why you do this job if it gets to you so much. I've never heard anybody so affected by celebrity than yourself.
Well, hang on a minute. I'm not affected by celebrity. You've heard 5 minutes of a 3-hour show, and you've only tuned in 4 times. So you
seem to think every listener's going to listen on your every word for 3 hours.
No, I don't, Andy. But you seem to think that you can sum up my entire character in 4 5-minute chunks. I don't think everyone's going to listen for 3 hours. I know how radio works. Of course they don't listen for 3 hours. Some people
you'll
do.
Agree with me then that me tuning in randomly is the only perception I'm going to have of you.
No, I don't. I don't think that you can reach the conclusions that you have reached only and consider it to be a fact only from those short things. But Andy,
I'm actually a fan, and
Andy, I don't need your help. The show is not for you, mate. It doesn't work for you. That's fine.
No, it is for me.
No, it's not. Well, it's not for you.
I'm trying to help you. I can't fathom why you would let anybody, some idiot on Twitter, affect you.
I don't want your help. I don't want your help. I don't want it.
You're doing to me what you do to everyone, which is
I'm not. I don't want
to get a reaction where you get people telling
I'm
you.
not trying to get a reaction.
Why don't you just do a show and ignore them?
Andy, I don't want your help. Thank you for the offer of it.
You do need help.
Yeah, and I'm getting help.
Affected by this stuff.
Andy,
you shouldn't be in this job if you're so affected by people.
Andy,
no,
you don't. I tell you what makes you uncomfortable with the show is honesty. It's honesty. You're not used to hearing honesty, and that's fine, and that's understandable because there are very
I'm not
few.
Used to hearing
Can I finish a sentence?
I've heard people.
Can I finish a sentence? You didn't.
Actually, you did. Be listening to me as much as I'm listening to you.
No, because you're jumping to conclusions and talking nonsense. That you are not used.
And by the way, I've heard you say that a million times. Everybody's talking nonsense other than you.
Hello, Andy. Thank you very much. You're not used to hearing someone broadcasting with such
Why are you telling me what
hang on a second.
To?
Guys,
you can't
can I finish?
That to people,
can
Ian.
I finish the sentence, Andy?
Well, stop putting on me what you want to put on me.
Well,
Tell me what you think, not what I think. You don't know me either.
But that's what you're doing to me. It's not nice, is it? It's not pleasant.
No, you're missing the point.
But you're doing it to me.
Into a radio show and hearing a man I'm actually concerned about. I'm coming to you actually with love.
You're not coming up. Andy, you have a very, very unusual way, an aggressive way of showing love. I don't want your concern, and I don't want your love. So thank you for the offer, but I'm setting up a boundary, and I'm resisting your offer of love.
Well, that's very kind, but I think I have the right, as a person listening to a show and hearing a distressed presenter who clearly is paying far too much attention to social media, switch it off, ignore it, do your show and leave it. Why do you have to get into these constant rows?
Well, hang on, you're getting in a... Andy,
blocking and unblocking.
Andy, you're getting in a row with me. So why don't you switch off the show and leave it?
Because it's a show. The difference is, your show is a show. I think you're taking it home with you. You should be leaving it. You should be leaving it at 1 o'clock.
Andy, thanks for your concern, but I will live...
Now you're going to cut me off because you don't...
No, I'm not. My hand isn't anywhere near the fader.
You don't want to talk about this. That's fine.
Andy?
You go home and be miserable. You sound to me like a man who could kill himself, and that seriously worries me.
Right.
You should be doing this show for fun. It should be entertaining.
No. It's a job, mate. It's a job.
It's not a job. You take it home with you.
No, Andy,
you
it's
constantly refer to people on air who you've had conversations with.
Andy, first of all, you're doing to me what you criticise me for doing. My hand is nowhere near the fader or the screen to cut you off, and it's a job. You don't do it for
mate.
fun.
You're taking it home with you. I've heard you. The last time I heard you were doing something about you'd had a car crash, which is terrible. But the way you described it was so distressing to hear that through the radio.
Yeah, it must have been.
Is on the edge as far as I'm concerned.
Good. I was doing my job then. I was conveying...
Well, I'm not happy for you. I
don't care. I don't care.
You to be happy and...
Andy, you're not going to make me happy. I'm glad that you were upset by me relaying the account of the car crash. I'm doing my job properly then. Thank you. It's a compliment. Thank you.
No, you've missed the point. You're very cleverly avoiding what I'm trying to say, which is that you're taking...
I don't like your tone.
You sound to me like you need help. You mentioned the Samaritans earlier.
I get help.
It sounds to me.
I get help.
You refer to your own children on air. That's distressing.
Hang on a minute. What of my What do you mean I refer to my own children on air? Of course I do, because the show is about me.
You're passing on your own negativity to your children. That's a terrible admission that you should really consider.
It's not, Andy, don't, please... You don't know my kids, so you're talking nonsense.
You brought it up. I didn't bring up your kids. You just mentioned it on air 3 minutes ago.
I said that they are...
on me.
No, Andy, I said that they're picking up some of my traits, but that's what kids do. They pick up traits from their parents. Don't question my...
negative ones. That's what you were talking about.
Well, that's what they do. Children pick up traits from their parents, good and bad. That's life,
instead of spending your life on Twitter trying to be popular, why don't you spend your life trying to be a better person and giving them positive traits, positive influence?
Wow, now you're judging my parenting skills?
You were judging your parenting.
No, which I'm allowed to. Which I'm allowed to. Because...
Sorry, love, you're doing a national phone-in where people have the right to listen and join in. So I think you're fine.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay.
Touché, my dear.
Okay. Why are you so angry about the way I live my life?
I am fascinated by you. I have tuned in on 4 separate occasions, and every time I end up feeling sorry for you. You're a person who's...
Andy.
Excuse me?
Andy, a whole 4 times. I feel sorry for you that your life is so vacuous and so empty that you have to worry about someone... That you have to worry about someone you've never met and you don't know anything about.
You attack.
Where's the attack? I'm feeling...
You cry like a baby. You make me sick that you could sit there behind a microphone, play the victim. Hang up. Cut me off because you don't want to face it because I've actually been a
that's the second time he's going to hang up. He's going to hang up.
I'm never going to hang up. I'll sit here till 5 in the morning if you want to talk. Go ahead.
Well, I don't. You've got 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
Okay, let's talk for 4 minutes and 13 seconds. How about that?
Can you talk? Can you do me a favour, Andy?
Yes, love.
Can you do it without the attitude and the patronising tone? Because I'm giving you the courtesy.
I genuinely wanted to help you and try and say, come off social media. It is doing you no good. It is affecting your mental well-being, and I find that upsetting on your behalf.
Thank you for your concern. I appreciate your concern. I'll certainly consider it.
Yeah, and now you're being patronising.
No, I'm not. I'm being genuine.
When you don't have an answer.
Andy, I'm not. I'm being genuine. Thank you for your concern. I'll certainly consider it. That's not patronising. I'm taking on board what you've said.
I think you're incredibly talented. I think you have a gift of the gab. I think you have a great show. But unfortunately, you have a tendency to be brought down by people who are playing with you, and you mustn't do that.
Andy, thank you for your concern. Andy, thank you for your concern. I'll take it on board and I'll consider it.
Right. What are we going to talk about tomorrow that doesn't involve you and your emotions? Let's start with that.
Well, the thing is, Andy, the show is me. So if I feel shit and if I feel like I want to jump off a bridge, then I'm going to say that. I'm going to say I feel shit and I want to jump off a bridge. No, but the show is, Andy.
It doesn't have to be about you.
Andy,
why don't you make
it does.
about others? You might have a happier life.
Andy, the show is, this is my show. This is the path I've chosen to tread in my show. If you don't like that,
it is to your mental detriment, and that makes me sad
I'm willing
on
to.
your behalf.
I'm willing to make that sacrifice, baby. I am willing to make that
making you the
sacrifice.
happiest man on earth.
No, it shouldn't.
You've got a national platform to make yourself a star and to be
I don't
happy.
want to.
And
Well,
the
hang
fact
on.
that you allow yourself
Why would I want to make?
by this show
Why would
is
I want
crazy.
to? Why would I want to make myself a star? Why would I want to do that?
Look,
I had a flirtation. I had a flirtation, Andy.
On social media, if you didn't want to be a star, you wouldn't be sat behind a microphone.
Andy,
don't play coy.
Andy, I had a flirtation with fame. It didn't appeal to me. I don't want to be a star. I want to be honest and real, and that's what this show is.
Well, if we're going to be honest, I think, let's face it, the business tends to walk away from you. You don't tend to walk away from it.
There we go.
But nevertheless,
there we go.
You're doing a show, and I'm proud of you, and I'm pleased for you. But it seems to me you spend your whole life being angry and bitter at other people, cutting them off.
I haven't cut you off.
Them on Twitter. Why do you engage with these people?
Why are you so concerned about what I do on Twitter?
I'm fascinated by you. It seems to me such a destructive lifestyle that you've created this thing.
You should have seen me 12 years ago. That was destructive. You should have seen me 12 years ago. That was destructive.
Well, in which case, I pity you. I genuinely pity you. I think you should be living the life of Riley. You've got a great gig. You should have an amazing life with those children.
I do have an amazing life with the children.
Allowing it to bring you down. You should be having a wonderful life.
Andy, I take it you don't understand. You don't understand how mental illness works.
I do, actually.
I don't think you do, actually.
That, but actually I do understand it.
Well, obviously you don't, because you're saying is I'm allowing it to bring me down because I have chemical imbalance in my head that tells me I am worthless, that tells me everything I do is pointless, that screams at me, it shouts at me to jump off a building. I have an illness. It's an illness. Why don't you go and tell someone with cancer to get out of bed and go for a walk? Why don't you tell someone with a broken leg to start jumping around? Why don't you tell someone who's got leukemia not to worry about that? Just go out and play a game of football. Because they're sick, Andy. It's an illness.
But the difference is like me giving a smoker another packet of cigarettes.
No, it's not.
You seem to feed off this negativity from social media that mentally destructs you, and it depresses me that you continue to do so. I wish you well and happiness.
Thank you very much for calling, Andy. Good night.
Sleep well.
Oh, I will. I will. Wowzers, that was fun. That's the end of the show, dear listener. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Thank you very much, Catherine. You can get the podcasts, of course, by going to iTunes and typing Iain Lee Talk. Good night.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.